You good, man?
Yeah,
Na-share mo na?
I'm just sharing.
Okay, share lang. Okay, I'm gonna wait for you. So, before I'm just gonna do my spiel while you do that.
Sure.
Okay. Okay, so
Anytime. Game na.
this podcast is brought to you by Mutual Lux Cakes. Okay, so Mutual Lux Cakes, are you basta are you interested sa Zion? Mahilig ka ba sa mga cookies, mga ganyan?
Oh, lately I've been trying to bake actually.
Oh, wow.
But my
Okay.
favorite would always be anything with peanut butter.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, yung Mutual Lux Cakes, this is our small business. And my sponsor dito sa sa podcast. So, we do vegan versions of all kinds of cakes. And
Oh,
ano
that's
mo?
good, man.
Oh, yeah. And the thing is you'll never parang you'll never be able to tell the difference actually mas masarap talaga siya dun sa mga normal ka kasi sobrang lupit ng baker
I
yan.
was I was I was on vegan diet for a while actually.
Oh, wow, that's
So
great.
even my cookies before they were all vegan and
I'm gonna
organic and
I'm gonna send you some.
sige,
Man.
sige, that would be great.
I'll send you some of these cookies and cakes. Actually, pag nandito sa studio, laging merong ganito eh. Yun nga lang since lockdown tayo
Wala.
ngayon. Oh, wala.
Lockdown.
So those who are just listening on Spotify or Apple Podcast, check out at hello.miucha on Instagram and Facebook. That's at HELLO.MIUCCIA at hello.miucha. And yeah, check out for yourself. Makikita nyo ang lapit ng mga doon, ng mga kung ano-ano. Basta cakes, donuts, and cookies, monster cookies. And also, this podcast during the lockdown era are all dedicated to all of the episodes are dedicated to the frontliners and everybody that's keeping us alive and sane in this new world. Ayokong tawaging new normal kasi parang hindi ko pa tinatanggap na new normal to.
It
Anyway,
shouldn't be normal.
oo nga 'di ba? Parang defeatist ang dating sa akin if you're gonna say this is the new normal.
Yeah.
So this is just a temporary thing that na dadating yan, mawawala rin yan. Okay, we're gonna get through this together. Okay, so Zion on the Powerful Comicsman podcast. Mag-OBB lang tayo and then let's get it on, man. Okay?
Sure.
All right. Welcome to the Powerful Comics Man podcast. Hey, what's up, Zion?
What's up, everybody?
Hey, so how are you? How are you, man? How are you doing in this dito sa lockdown? Yun muna.
I'm actually doing good. Parang there was one time that I actually said that I felt like, sorry, I'm adjusting a little bit. Sabi, I
Sure.
felt like I was actually built for this. Uh,
How come?
I normally don't really go out. Ironically, I don't like crowds. And then before the lockdown, um, mag-isa rin ako eh. And then I was battling cancer then and I wasn't really going out. So I think I really was built for this. And even before that, I was working abroad, and then I didn't really have friends in there. And normally it's just office and bahay for me.
Talaga?
So pagdating ng lockdown, parang it wasn't really different.
When was this? When was this? What kind of work are you doing?
I worked as a country manager for an advertising agency in Myanmar.
Oh.
I stayed there for a few months. Medyo nagpaalam muna ako sa management during that time because
Oh.
it was a time that I thought I really needed a break from
Mm-hmm.
the industry, and then I needed to think and find myself. So sabi ko rin, but when I was offered the job, I told my company that I can only stay there temporarily, like at the max 4 months. So I stayed there for about 3, 4 months, and
Teka,
then came back.
parang your purpose of God for doing that is to parang take a break, but then you took a job on advertising. 'Di ba?
Yeah, you
'Di ba
know,
ang stressful ng advertising, 'di ba?
um, the story. My love story with advertising began when I stopped doing music.
Oh.
There was a point in my life that I didn't want to do music anymore, and I felt like I was talking to me and telling me to stop music. And then, parang in one of my prayer times, I asked God, sabi ko, why do you want me to stop to do music? And then I didn't get my answer, but I just obeyed. And then I started doing advertising, and I fell in love with it. As in, I fell in love with it. If you ask me right now if I'd pick advertising and music, I'd pick advertising.
Wow. Well, I kasi I'm from advertising din. Sa advertising din ako technically. Although I'm an illustrator kasi kaya komiksman yung yung pangalan ng podcast. So I draw. So I do storyboards and artworks for ad agencies here and abroad. So okay. Pero let's go back yung timeline mo as kasi well, to be honest, kumbaga, I'm gonna come clean. I don't really follow local showbiz yung that much. Kumbaga parang aside from dun sa mga nagiging mapapanood mo yung biglang mag-boom talaga kina Morissette, hindi ko masyadong kilala yung eh. Although I definitely heard of Zion before. Pero yung pero I wasn't following that na alam mo yun, every week nanonood ka ng TV pati yung mga basta local showbiz hindi na ako masyadong nasa loop niyan. Pero how did you from what I know you came from singing contest, is that correct?
That's how I actually started.
Mhm.
I actually grew up in a small town, Dinulupihan, Bataan,
Okay.
where when I was a kid, pag may bumibisita mga artista,
Mhm.
parang to the point na hinihimatay yung mga tao.
Oh.
So when I was a kid, parang I felt like being on stage is of a different world. So even in my head during that time, hindi ko iniisip na that's something that I could do. Kasi nga, galing kang probinsya and mas simple yung mindset. So
Mhm.
parang, bakit ang weird? Dinimata yung tao just watching them on stage. So parang it felt like being in showbiz is of a different world. And then, um, during college days,
Mhm.
parang bigla na lang naisip ko na, yung nag-start yung Star in a Million sa ABS-CBN, naisip ko lang, parang bigla lang pumasok sa utak ko na, try ko kaya. And then nakapasok ako. So parang, kasi during that time then I met Terry of Bana Bana and FOJ and U-Turn. I met her in church. Tapos sabi niya ganun, you have a good tone. You sound different. Ganyan, ganyan, ganyan. So
Talaga.
parang, to cut the long story short, I tried Star in a Million. I didn't make it during the first season. Kasi when I auditioned first, I competed against the last spot, the last spot I competed against Eric Santos and Froilan Canlas of
Oh,
TNT naman.
okay.
So we all know that Eric got that slot,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was called back during the second season. That's how I started, but I got eliminated immediately. But from that point on, I tried and tried and tried. It was a
Mm-hmm.
long journey of trying and trying and trying and trying until I won in MTV's Next Big Thing, Search for the Next R&B Superstar. I think it was way back in 2005 or 2007.
Yeah.
And then I got signed by a recording contract that didn't push through dahil magkaiba kami ng vision with music. And then pagkatapos nun, started doing gigs. And then, but I really got tired from music. I felt like it was such a repetitive task na meron kasi mga point after I won, I would have like, in a week, I would have like 9, 10 shows. Eh,
10
yung shows
shows.
na yun, not really shows. I would have gigs. And
Mm-hmm.
regular gigs here in the Philippines means you have to sing 30
Holy
songs
shit.
a night.
A night?
A
Talaga? Anong
night.
klaseng gigs? Anong klaseng gig to?
That's a normal gig, ha? Yung mga nagigig na musicians, you
In
sing for 45 minutes for 3 sets. That's normally 10 songs per
wait.
set.
Saan yung pwesto mo? Hindi kayo dun sa mga
Different
productions.
bars. I played, hindi pa uso mga production nun. Uso yung
Oh.
mga bars.
Mm.
I played in Mumba, Tapas Tapas. It was a bar way back in Barbariba. Ang dami kong pinagtugtugan. So I was singing almost every night. Tapos may mga corporate shows that I would do before the show. So ang dami talaga. Imagine singing more than 30 songs a day. So I got burned out after 6 months, and I felt like parang nabobobo na ako kasi parang I'm used to the regular job.
Mm.
I used to doing regular jobs. Parang feeling ko, I kind of really, it's not that you don't think a lot when you sing, but when you sing kasi ang focus mo na lang really is your, parang automatic na siya eh. The only thing that you really have to think of is yung lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
Diba?
Okay.
So parang na-stuck ako dun. So parang feeling ko parang I'm not using my mind that much, and parang I started getting depressed. Tapos nagsawa ako, I got burned out, and I didn't sing for 6 months. As in, not even in the toilet. Not even when I was taking a shower.
Wow,
So I
really?
really got burned out. Oo.
Talaga?
Ganun ka-burnout nangyari sa akin.
Wow. But you said kanina Star in a Million. Star in a Million, early 2000s pa yan di ba?
Oo, mga 2007.
2007 ba yun? Parang
2007, 2005. I forgot. Mga 2005 siguro. 2007.
Okay. Kasi parang back then, parang ngayon kasi parang may madaming sumisikat ngayon ng mga singers, ang mga musikero, parang dahil sa pagiging viral, di ba? Kakanta sila, tapos magiging viral, o kaya meron silang YouTube channel, ganyan. Pero back then, ang isang paraan is to join contest, yung mga panahon ng, nag-umpisa niyan lalo na nung kina Sarah Geronimo, di ba? Parang ang daming ano bang term sa local television nun? Basta yung mga reality contest na ganyan, di ba? So, ngayon, kumbaga parang in a way, definitely, ibang era na yung bago, yung before, di ba? How would you compare that?
Parang ano lang naman. Actually, parang it's the same thing. Reality shows are still very much now. There's The
Sabagay,
Voice.
no? Oo nga, no?
Diba? There's X Factor. Meron na nga for songwriting, Songland na si John Legend parang nag-start nung show na yun in the US.
Mm-hmm.
And then but right now you get help also with social media, unlike before it's really just TV. there are many ways to get known right now. But the problem with social media, it's so noisy already. Everybody is there.
Yeah.
Everybody's posting. You're competing against everybody. And with the internet, you're actually not just competing with the local market right now. Eh. Right
Mm.
now, you're competing globally.
Actually, what I was parang siguro was trying to ask is how ano yung naging proseso mo? How did you go through process ng pagko-contest, 'di ba? Paano ka you said kanina you've na meet mo yung Vana tapos from there ano yun pumila ka ba sa mga sa mga
Oh,
what did you do?
parang ano lang din. I started meeting people in the industry. And then they would tell me na, oh, there's audition here. So,
Okay.
merong mga special auditions kasi. Meron talagang mga pila. Pero sometimes, yung mga talent scouts kasi, they also go around.
Mhm.
And then, if they spot a talent,
Mhm.
when they spot a talent, they get invited to a special edition. But the special edition does not guarantee you a slot. Parang medyo na
Yeah.
fast track ka lang ng isang level.
Mhm.
But you're in the same playing field with
Well, kumbaga,
everybody else.
tama rin naman kasi kumbaga parang it saves time for the organizers, 'di ba? Kaysa if they go
Oo.
through, 'di ba? Tama. Anyway.
Pero I mean, even yung mga yung mga, halimbawa, even during those special editions, there would be like 100 of us.
Mhm.
And then minsan natitira na lang 20.
Wow.
So, even if you get invited, hindi rin guarantee talaga.
Anong pakiramdam pag nakikita mo na whenever you pass a stage? 'Di ba parang was it kasi ganito kasi I also sing. I used to be in the band too. And parang nung panahon yung mga yan, parang syempre napapanood ko yung Philippine Idol, mga ganyan. So, sumali kaya ako dito, 'di ba? So that's why I'm curious kung syempre eventually hindi naman ako sumali, para ganoon. That's why I'm curious on how you do with these things.
Ako naman, every time, siguro I was able to develop a certain level of confidence
Mhm.
that during the first 2-3 auditions, level of auditions, medyo confident ako. Parang I felt like I've worked so hard with my talent in every audition. I really come really prepared. So yung mga second, third audition, confident pa ako yan. But the next ones, yung talagang cut na talaga, kung sino lalabas sa TV, that's where you always get in trouble. Get in trouble, when I mean get in trouble, it's because when you are joining a particular contest, you are entering the entertainment business.
Mhm.
Diba? It doesn't mean that you are the best singer.
Mhm.
It doesn't mean that you'll automatically get in.
Okay.
There are many, many factors that makes a star a star.
Mhm.
Diba? Imagine mo, parang even for me, some people who na medyo parang sa ibang tao na feeling nila sobra nilang galing, tapos nilalait nila yung parang isang simpleng tao na parang sa kanila simple lang yung talent, pero sila yung nakakapasok, sila yung sumisikat. The reason is, those people connect with the audience. There's a star power that the show is looking for. They're looking for stories for people to watch it. And they're really looking for somebody to connect to the audience. Kasi sobrang daming magagaling na artists sa Pilipinas at sa buong mundo. But they don't necessarily make it big in the industry because there's something missing.
Okay. Was it, do you
So
think
parang for me, kabado ka palagi ng pagdating ng talagang putulan na kasi you're never assured if you are the one that they are looking for that particular season.
well, you made it through. You won yung mga contests. So, what did you do? Kumbaga, aside from figuring that out, kasi malamang it really helped that you figured it out. Kesa hindi mo na, di ba?
What did they do? Wala. You know the thing kasi with me is, parang after mong manalo, parang for me, you enjoy it for 1, 2 days. And, oy, nanalo ako. Tapos, merong cash prize kang makukuha. But the real battle begins after the contest. I mean, I won an MTV. I had a contract, but nothing really happened with my career then.
Talaga? Bakit?
Diba? Um, Parang, hindi ko alam, probably I sounded too, parang medyo advanced ako during my time.
Okay.
Para sa Philippine audience. My
Mm.
music was different. They wanted me to be the regular ballad person, but I don't sound like that. So medyo pilit talaga and during that time medyo hindi pa ganun yung my music, parang hindi pa kayang i-embrace ng audience yung music ko during that time. So
Okay.
pati the management and the music label, hindi kayo magkasundo sa material. Kasi yung sa akin na pinaka parang acceptable na for me, accept na kantahin is malalim, sobrang lalim pa rin sa kanila. So hindi talaga kami mag-match. So during that time, the record deal didn't push through.
Okay. Do you think
Ayun, but
so talagang merong kumbaga yung say talaga ng management is really kumbaga talagang sila talaga yung mamamahala nun. Kumbaga.
oo, but that's changed so much these days. The thing with the audience, siguro to answer your question earlier, and this I just realized right now, the difference between the audience before and the audience right now is the audience right now is looking for more authenticity. Parang before kasi, mas uy, sisikat yan kasi kaboses yan ni Celine Dion. Uy, sisikat yan kasi kaboses yan ni ganito, ganyan.
Oo
Diba?
nga,
Uy,
no?
meron tayong Filipino Whitney Houston, or meron tayong Filipino Michael Jackson, or meron tayong Filipino version of this and that.
Oo nga.
But right now, that's not the case. The audience is looking for authentic artists who's really out there showing what they really are. I mean, right now, the reason why Moira stood out because Moira started the entire trend of how she's singing. Ben and Ben is different from everybody else. Diba? Medyo country folk, contemporary hipster. Tapos, Four of Spades.
For
Iba rin
spades,
yung
oh.
tunog nila. Diba? So, up Dharma Down, when they joined the industry, they were the only one that sounded like that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Diba? So parang right now, I think the audience is looking for authenticity.
Yeah. Well, it also helped a lot na obviously nung you get technology like Spotify and or YouTube, you have these channels that you can kumbaga hindi mo na kailangan masyado ng record label to help you with
it does help. Pero ako, what I realize is for indie artists, most of the indie artists, kailangan suyurin yung indie scene. Like for example, Ben and Ben started long way back before they made it. They were doing the indie scene for a very long time before they made it. Parang but also kasi nagamit din yung name yung song nila in a movie, 'di ba? It helped. Soothe when yung sumikat yung Sila, 3 years na nilang tinutugtog yun sa indie scene.
Okay.
And sinusundan na sila ng mga tao because of that song. Nung nakakita sa kanila sa indie scene. But since ginamit yung song sa may PBB, I think it was PBB or somewhere, mas lalo siyang sumikat. So parang ganun.
Yeah.
So right now, TV also helps a lot. Kasi pag na-expose yung song mo sa TV, it gives you a broader audience eh. Pero meron din talagang mga tao na sumisikat din sa online. Pag na-pick up ng isa, tapos share, eventually nag-multiply. Yun.
Oh yeah. So well, tama naman talaga. Kasi hindi naman ang daming daming magaling na artist tapos nasa may Spotify sila tapos magtataka ka rin parang hindi hindi rin sila nagiging hindi pa nagiging successful yung iba. Kumbaga nahihirapan din
Oo.
maka-breakthrough, 'di ba?
Saka iba rin yung market ng Spotify.
Mhm.
Iba yung market ng free media. Like for example, minsan maraming views sa Facebook or YouTube, pero
Mhm.
konti lang sa Spotify.
Mhm.
Kasi yung mga Spotify people are those who can afford to pay.
Sabagay. Oo nga no. So
Diba?
how do you parang compare the pre-Spotify era to the present parang scene?
Ah,
Kasi nandun ka sa parang transition stage nun di ba? Nabutan mo yun.
siguro yung masaya dati, yung bibili ka ng tape
Oo nga
or ng
no.
CD, tapos ipapasahin mo.
Mm.
Tapos ang dami nakakabenta yung mga tao ng mga parang 10,000 albums nun, maliit eh. 'Di ba?
Mm. Oo nga.
Ngayon, pag nakaganong album ka ng physical album, parang ang galing mo na. Pero dati, they sell like 200, 300,000, 500,000 copies. And it doesn't
Oo.
happen anymore. Because there's free, you can listen to it on Facebook or YouTube, kahit i-copyright mo yan. Because of
Mm.
technology, na-download na na-download na na-download.
Yeah.
Diba? So, parang, I guess, parang mas paid lang yung artist, mas nababayaran yung artist na yung mga recording labels before than right now. Because ang liit din ng bayad ng YouTube, ang liit
Oo
din
nga.
ng bayad ng Spotify pag umabot ka ng millions of streams. Unless siguro you're a Taylor Swift or an Ed Sheeran na mga
Mm.
billions na inaabot din.
At saka kung ikaw yung
Ayun.
may-ari ng nung YouTube channel mo, madami kasi
Oo.
sa mga recording artist ang lumalabas yung video
Oo.
nila sa channel nung let's say Viva or o nung basta nung label or
Totoo.
ABS-CBN, 'di
Totoo.
ba? GMA. So, yun. Hmm.
Mm-mm.
So,
Pero hindi rin
mhm,
lahat ah. I mean, there
mhm.
were people na nanalo sa contest, nag-release ng song, hindi rin kinagat eh. I mean, they were good in the contest, but pagdating na sa real world, wala rin sila, nawawala na sila.
Oh.
Diba? So
Nakaka
kaya that's why I said earlier na the real battle begins after the competition or after the reality TV show.
once you got in, 'di ba? Para
Oo
kumbaga,
eh. Doon mo makikita yung longevity ng artist eh.
was it parang when you got in, parang nakita mo ba na what are the differences na parang ano yung mga parang ito pala yung mundo ng showbiz, ito pala yung mundo ng ng
You,
ganito,
you know,
entertainment industry.
you think you're it, parang that's it when you get signed. Hindi
Oo.
rin.
Okay.
It's the same. Actually, it's harder. The pressure is harder where you are inside
How
because
come? Okay.
signed ka na and then an expectation ng tao, signed ka na tapos you'll make it big. But no, even within a recording label, you are competing against, for lack of better term,
Mm.
competing against the other artists in the label,
Mm.
'di ba? And if you are starting, syempre in a business, the ones who get prioritized are the ones na mas sureball na yung kikitain ng label. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Mm.
I hear a lot of people say that, ginagawang music, yung business, ganyan. But
Mm.
it is business.
Yes. It is
'Di ba?
business.
Kung hindi
Mm.
kikita yan, paano ba tutuloy yun? Tapos
Mm.
yung iba nga, meron pang mga artist na nagagalit kasi binibigyan ng break yung artista. But reality is, yung mga bumibenta na songs ng artista,
Mhm.
yung ginagamit na funds para mag-produce ng album ng mga artists. So it actually
Oh.
helps pareho, di ba? Kasi pag bagong artist yan, tapos nagpapaka-artist masyado, tapos hindi madig ng tao, tapos nalugi, saan kukuhanin yung next project? Diba? It's actually a balance also of everything. And what people think that a lot of people miss out na music is also about entertainment.
Mhm.
Diba? Saka naniniwala ako merong singer, merong entertainer.
Yes,
Diba?
totoo. And there
Yung,
are
yung audience, oo eh.
meron naman na both, like katulad ni na Gary Valenciano, 'di ba? Yung talagang
Oo.
complete package. Kumbaga, but
Oo.
sometimes they're rare, 'di ba? Meron talagang
Oo.
mm.
Exactly. Pero minsan kasi, sobrang lalim natin, hinahanap lang ng mga taong gustong makinig. Simple lang. Hindi
May
komplikado, hindi birit
ma-entertain.
ng birit, hindi kulot ng kulot. They just want a fun song to enjoy life. Because sometimes life is just sobrang seryoso na. Parang, alam mo yun, parang, buti ba naman to, iisipin pa natin.
Mm.
Even when, sometimes even myself
Mhm.
pag tinatanong, ano gusto mong panoorin ng movie? Yung,
Mm.
parang sa akin, ayoko na manood ng seryoso ng movie.
Mm. Yeah,
Kasi
okay
parang,
pa.
ang dami ng seryoso na nangyari sa buhay ko. Pag nanood ako ng movie, gusto ko lang may enjoy ko lang siya.
Oo.
Yung hindi ko naiisipin.
Lalo na kung sa
Yung hindi
sinehan,
na
'di
tayo
ba?
patalinuhan.
Oo, lalo na kung sa
Diba?
sinehan, magbabayad ka talaga, 'di ba? Hindi ka nasa bahay lang, nasa Netflix, 'di ba? Kasi pag
Oo.
kasi pag Netflix parang hindi ko pala trip 'yan. Pwede mong patayin eh, 'di ba? Eh pag nandun ka sa
Oo eh.
sinehan, nagbayad ako dito, 'di ba? Para
Hmm.
tapos bibiyahe ka pa papunta doon, 'di ba?
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, and different types of music or genre and anything in entertainment, they serve different purposes. And they have their own audience. So parang for me, hindi kailangan pag-awayin yung tunay na artist and yung entertainer because they
So,
serve different purposes in the industry. They
wow.
work hand in hand to make this industry work.
Wow. Oo nga, no? Well, actually, sa'yo ko lang narinig yan and it's very enlightening. That is a new perspective for me. Yung sinabi mo na people like, let's say, parang, including me parang, "Putya, bakit si Ann Curtis yung nandun sa Araneta, di ba? Parang ang daming kumbaga, ang daming mga nagtatrabahong musikero. Tapos bakit siya yung nandun? Ba't siya yung nagko-concert? Bakit si na Vice ganda? Di ba? Tapos, kasi, when we have other kumbaga dekalibreng musikero talaga na dekada na ang binibilang. Tapos tama nga naman kasi if they make the money, the label or whoever, kung sino man yung mga tao na nagpapa nagtataguyod ng music industry can use the funds to alam mo yun, to
Madali,
keep it
alam mo,
rolling.
so, parang ano naman, siyempre, sila yung i-investan kasi may clamor for them to do an areneta. I mean, compared to another artist na walang clamor, bakit mo siya ilalagay sa areneta? Kung feeling mo, galing-galing mo,
Totoo nga.
edi produce mo sarili mo, gawin mo yung show mo sa areneta, galing mo pala eh.
Oo nga, tama naman din yun. Well,
Diba?
there's this, naalala ko lang yung kwento ni Jokoy. Si Jokoy kasi parang I've been watching his videos recently. Tapos parang ang tagal niya ng kasi sikat na siya sa stand-up scene sa US eh. So ang dami niyang, a lot of people were waiting for his special. So ang ginawa niya, pitch sa Netflix. And he got turned down every time. So ang ginawa niya, what you did exactly. Yung sinabi mo exactly. He produced his own special with his savings and then it worked for him. Parang dinala ng Netflix yung special niya and it paid off. Pero it was a huge gamble on his part. Kaya pag naalala
Exactly.
niya yun, 'di ba? Pero he believed in himself that he could do it and he did. Yun nga lang, there was always a question na parang what if it did not work, di ba? May mga
But
ganun eh.
that's it for me. I mean, if you believe in yourself so much, if you think so highly of yourself that you're so much better than these artists getting breaks, then why don't you invest on yourself? Diba? Kung at least, kung naging matagumpay ka man, without the help of any major label or any major network, or any major backup, then you have proven everything wrong. Na,
Yeah.
uy, tingnan nyo, tama ako, galing ko. I made it,
Mm.
'di ba? Para rin naman sa iyo 'yun, 'di ba? So
Mm.
you've proven everybody wrong, tapos naging successful ka pa. So parang it is your gain. And I would always tell people, what is the reason why you are here in the industry? Especially those people who claim to be artist,
Mhm.
'di ba?
Okay.
Kasi parang for me, if you really are an artist, the art itself is already a blessing.
What?
Uh,
Okay.
Seriously, for me, being able to sing is
Mhm.
already such a huge privilege and honor for me to
That's
have
true.
that gift,
That is
that
true.
gift,
Mhm.
and to receive that gift, because not everybody has that.
Yeah.
So it's very clear in my mind right now that whatever comes with the things that I'm doing right now, they're just bonus. Uh, I realize na ano ba yung difference if I'm singing in kung mahal ko talaga yung singing, kung singing lang ang mahal ko talaga more than anything, then the fact na nakakakanta ako, dapat masaya ako.
Mhm.
'Di ba? The fact na kahit 10 lang yung audience dyan or ako lang mag-isa sa banyo dahil kumakanta ako, masaya ako.
Mhm.
I don't need an entire Anareta to validate my talent or to validate what I love inside of me. 'Di ba? Kasi iba yun eh. Kung nagiging bitter ka towards other people na mas successful
Mhm.
sa'yo, mas maraming following sa'yo, uh, tapos medyo nagagalit ka sa kanila, inggit yung tawag doon.
Go.
'Di ba?
Mhm.
And hindi music yung gusto mo. You are after the popularity, not the art itself. Because you already have the art eh. So bakit ka nagagalit sa kanila? 'Di ba?
Oh.
Even with me, like, I well, of course, every one of us, gusto natin makuha yung success ni Jokoy, di ba?
Oo.
But let's face the truth that not everybody will get to that point, no
Mhm.
matter how much you invest in yourself. Because I believe firmly that lahat tayo may iba-ibang space sa industry. Hindi lahat tayo sisikat.
Yeah.
Diba? That's why it's very important that you know your objective of why you really want to be in the industry. When I made my latest album, it's called Bagong Yugto.
Mhm.
It's on Spotify, everybody.
Okay.
Look for me, Zion PH, parang PH, Philippines, ganun, Zion
Mhm.
PH. Tapos the first single is Bagong Yugto, and it's a duet with KZ. Anyway,
Wow. Okay.
nag-promote bigla.
Okay, okay na okay yan. Kung nandito ka, papakanta mo kita. Bagong
Oh,
yugto.
bakit hindi? Malay mo soon.
Uh,
I mean, when we did that album,
mhm.
uh, klaro sa amin ng management ko, ng Cornerstone, that we are introducing a music that we love, that I love doing. Um, there was a point in my life that I felt lost and I didn't know myself as an artist because I was listening to everybody. It's really good to listen. It's really good to listen, but you have to filter who you listen to at a certain point. When you are starting, of course, you absorb everything, but there will come a point that you would have to filter it and you have to realize who you really are as an artist. You can't do everything. I mean, you can't do just this because ito yung sikat, and ito yung sikat, ito yung sikat. So gawa ka lang ng gawa ng gawa. Eventually, you will lose yourself. That's
Mhm.
actually the reason why I left for Myanmar. Uh, Tapos parang dumating ako sa point that I had to do pop. Also, ganyan. And then I realized na parang wait, parang I was losing myself. And then, parang I was shooting in all directions nang wala na akong direction. Um, so parang sabi ko, wait, I have to stop. I have to realize why I am here in the industry, why I went back.
Okay.
Um, my, the thing kasi din with me is, sabi ko nga kanina, di ba, I don't like crowds.
Uh-huh.
I,
Introvert.
oo pagbaba ko ng stage, naiilang ako when people talk to me.
Talaga?
Kasi parang feeling ko, pagbaba ko ng stage, dapat pare-pareho na tayo eh.
Oo.
But even yung pagpanik ko lang ng stage before I got sick, during my launch, I was so drunk. The reason why I got myself drunk is because I didn't have the courage to face an entire room full of people watching me, feeling like they will criticize every note that I will sing.
Talaga? Bakit? Why were you thinking that way?
I grew up insecure. I grew up bullied. I grew up not feeling good and confident about how I looked, about my talent, because when I started singing, I met people that I really looked up to. And then, syempre pag nagsisimula ka, tapos nakakahalubilo mo yung mga idol mo, di ba? Parang, wow, nakakasama ko na sila. Tapos merong mga ibang tao na pag nakatalikod ka pala, sasabihin nila ang galing mo, tapos pag nakatalikod ka pala, kung ano sinasabi sa'yo about your talent. Siyempre you, as somebody starting, it builds insecurity. Diba? You start doubting yourself. And that happened to me for a very, very, very long time. So parang every time you go up on stage, parang feeling mo, lahat sila, i-criticize ka. Pag nagkamali ka, tapos na yung buhay mo. So parang, you try to become such a perfect artist, but there's no such thing as a perfect artist.
That was when
Sometimes,
that was during your lunch? Saan to?
this was even during my lunch.
Sa ASAP ba to? O sa...
No, not in ASAP. This was during my album launch, the one that Rina produced. Kasi during that launch, it was actually parang dalawang celebration. The first one was Tina's 25th anniversary in music industry. Tapos yung 25th anniversary niya, she made it a reason para gumawa ng isang bagong album. And lahat ng songs sa album pinakanta niya sa akin. But during that yung unang part ng celebration na yun, ang mga kumanta, the company, tapos mga sila Ima Castro,
okay.
Ate Reg was there and sang also. Tapos nagsama-sama the company si Ima Castro at si Ate Reg in one number. Tapos ako yung susunod. Parang, ano to?
And it was your lunch. Sino nag-produce nun?
Tama na. Kasi hindi, that night is actually really a celebration of Trina Belamide in the industry.
Okay. I see.
So parang itinuhog niya to the launch of the album because it was, parang ano rin siya it was also a challenge to me. I took it as a challenge. Imagine mo, after nila mag-perform lahat, ako yung susunod.
Grabe. Ang tindi nga naman nun.
Pero yung scene pero there's confidence in there also na
I'm gonna show you what you got.
Pinagkatiwalaan niya ako.
Okay.
She gambled on me and she believed so much in me. And siguro there was such pressure lang na, shoots, I have to do good.
So how did it go? And you were drunk. And you got drunk.
Okay naman. When I'm drunk naman, medyo, yung utak ko naman diretso pa eh. Pero mas makulit ako. Kasi nawawala yung inhibitions ko. And then sinaulo pa to, si Karel, panasan. Wala, Zion, tingnan mo, sama-sama sila sa stage. So, inom pa tayo! That's why, so parang ganun. So, sige, inom tayo ngayon. So, pagdating na parang, okay, parang wala na ako. Sobrang kulit ko na on stage. But, medyo, alam yun, very Amy Winehouse na medyo, hindi naman kalat. Pero sobrang makulit na ako on stage nang wala lahat ng inhibitions. parang hindi ako nagwala. I think I did well.
Mm-mm.
Especially the songs were really hard,
Mm.
difficult to sing.
How many songs? Ilang songs yung
I
set
did
mo nun?
6. I did 6.
Okay.
So,
Wow.
ayun. So, ay, hindi. 6 originals yata and 2 covers. Parang ganun.
Okay.
So, and then, pero, even during that stage of my life, parang insecure talaga ako eh. Takot talaga ako magkamali. That's why even on stage, madali akong tumingin sa mata ng tao. That's why Trina enrolled me and got me sessions with si Miss Pinky Marquez, tapos si Coach Eugene Kailaw, na magkaroon ako session with them. Because sobra ko talagang conscious pag nasa stage. And it shows. Tapos, nakaganon. Actually, nakakatawa. Kaya kami naging friends ni Army of
Milyare.
UDD is because
Okay.
she started very, very, very shy also.
She
Diba?
started what?
Very
She started what?
Shy.
Okay.
Si Army is also shy, diba?
Okay.
When she's on stage, especially during the mga nagsisimula din siya, mahihain siya eh. Diba? Tapos, anong ginagawa mo pag wala ka na masabi or ayaw mag-spill? Sabi, minsan uminom ako ng tubig. Para, inom lang ako ng tubig. Para hindi ako magsalita. Tapos natugtog na pagkatapos. So, nagkaroon kami ng bonding moments of sharing parang how we try to cope. Para hindi kayo magsalita or mag-spill in front of a crowd. Tapos nag-share kami ng, alam mo, Kap, sobrang pag lumalapit sila, hindi ko kaya kasi it's like papa-picture. I feel really awkward. Kasi parang, sino ba ako para magpa-picture sila? Parang supposed to be like a normal person lang. Parang ganun. So that's how I was before. And then, the workshops that Tina enrolled me in super helped a lot until I became more comfortable on stage. And then yun nga, parang I started finding myself. I left the Philippines and went to Myanmar. So pagbalik ko ng Pilipinas, I was with Cornerstone na din. Alam ko na yung gusto kong gawin. When we met up with Star, my music label Star, tapos nag-usap kami about where we were bringing my music. Sabi ng management, si Zion naman, he writes his own song. I mean, he was able to write for a brand. Tapos he was able to write a #1 hit for a pop artist.
Which one?
I co-wrote sa Mangubats #1 song, parang on MOR, Pagkat Nariyan Ka. So, parang, marunong naman ako magsulat. So parang sabi niya, when we were, during my first meeting with Cornerstone, the major comment that they had with me is that I sounded too much like John Legend.
Okay.
Especially in the first album. And then when I covered Ate Reg's song, it still reminded them so much of John Legend. So parang parang sabi nila gano'n, it's good as parang jump off point when you are starting na medyo ma-identify ka as katunog ni ganito, pero hindi siya sustainable. Sabi nila gano'n, you have to find your own music. And
so
ako naman,
sinasabi din nila talaga yun. Okay. I thought, kasi may mga may ibang notion ako dati na parang that was encouraged. Pero kumbaga parang they were telling you na parang you gotta find your kumbaga hindi pala, kumbaga the opposite pala is true. Ganun ba yun?
Yeah, sabi ko kasi, di ba, I think before, long time ago, that would work. Pero ngayon, this time hindi na eh. Why would they buy you if they can buy John Legend?
Yes. Oo nga.
Di ba? So parang ganun. Masyado kayo magkapareho ng may similarities in tone nyo, and then you guys are doing, parang tinanong nila, parang, is that really, parang, I don't deny it naman eh. Talagang, I know that may similarities yung tone namin. But, honestly, our music is so different. In fact, the only album of John Legend that I really, really listened to is yung first album niya, Let's Get Lifted.
Okay.
But I don't even consider him as one of my major influences.
Okay.
I would say my major influences would be Lauryn Hill and Amy Winehouse.
Mm.
Yun talagang binabaran ko talaga yung music nila. Even right now, I listen to Lauryn Hill.
Okay.
Even right now, I listen to Amy Winehouse.
Yeah.
Tapos,
Yun.
I love James Bay, Gavin DeGraw, India
Mhm.
Ari, Jill Scott. So, hindi talaga, alam mo yung mga ibang hits ni John Legend, parang hindi ko nga alam eh.
Oo. Oo nga.
As in, ganun.
So,
Kaya lang, since naging medyo pareho yung genre namin, medyo magiging may tendency talaga magkatulog kami. So
mm,
parang,
so it wasn't intentional. It's not intentional. Lumalabas
hindi
lang
eh.
talba yun. Okay.
Oo eh, hindi eh. Kahit ano
Kasi,
pa kanta mo sa akin,
mm,
pag pinakanta mo ko ng kanta niya, magtutulog talaga kami
mm.
magkatunog eh.
Kasi dun sa
May,
ibang
may, may
YouTube
dif-
comments na nakita ko parang John Legend lalo din sa ibang mga live.
Oo eh.
Oh, 'di ba? So okay, I see. Okay.
So parang iniiwasan talaga namin siya.
Mhm.
Although nung when I was writing the album and when I was producing the album, there was a conscious effort for me also to make it more contemporary because I also started enjoying contemporary music. I started listening to Khalid, I started listening to Shawn Mendes,
Mhm.
uh, tawag
Bob
dito, I started
Bob
listening to Troy
Marley.
Sivan.
Bob Marley.
Ay,
Kasi
alam mo,
your name Lion called Zion, that's a Bob Marley song. Eh. Is it Iron Lion Zion?
hindi, I
There's a Bob Marley
listened
song
to a
like that.
couple of his songs pero hindi ko rin talaga siya binabaran eh. I
Ah,
mean,
okay, I see,
I
I see.
actually saw one of his I won in parang advertising singing competition
Mhm.
singing No Woman No Cry.
Mhm.
And
Ah,
one of
okay.
my favorite songs is Waiting in Vain.
Mhm.
So, tawag dito. So, yeah, the truth is, I got the name Zion from
Mhm.
Lauryn Hill's song
Ah,
called
yeah. Which is the
Zion.
which is the wife of Bob Marley's son, 'di ba? 'Di ba
Yes,
asawa
yes,
niya
yes,
si Ziggy?
yes.
Asawa niya si Ziggy
The
eh.
the reason naman, the reason why my name became Zion is because uh, parang nagkaroon ako revelation with that song. Parang before I started believing in God,
Mhm.
I was really, 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 really lost.
Okay.
And then I just realized na the story kasi of the song Zion ni Lauryn Hill is because at the peak of her career, of Lauryn
Mhm.
Hill's career, she became pregnant.
Oo nga eh.
But she was so popular and people were telling her, you have to abort the child because that's gonna ruin
Oh.
your career. But Lauryn Hill looked at it differently. That the baby is actually a blessing. My revelation in that song is that with so many people here on earth, God could have chosen to save somebody else, not me.
Okay.
But He used people to reach out to me to save my soul. And I was destructive before that. Eh.
Mhm.
Um, I would drink a lot, as in nagwawala ako. Um, and I was suicidal.
Oh.
I battled depression for a very, very long time and I was suicidal.
Mhm.
But it was faith that brought me back to my senses. But
Okay.
it still took a very, very long time. But it was a huge step for me to do that.
Wow.
So that's where I got my name.
Wow. Well, before I move to the next question, I just want to say that if you haven't listened yet, there's a Bob Marley song called Iron Lion Zion.
Lion.
It goes,
Lion.
Iron. Yeah, diba? Alam mo naman
Lion.
pala eh.
Zion. Yeah.
Lion, Lion, Zion. I'm on the run. Diba? Ganda nun. Pero, okay, since may gagawin ka pang iba later on, let's just transition to another topic, no? Kasi, one more
Parang ang
thing,
tapos na sila eh.
one more
I
thing
think
about,
they're done.
oh man, ang ano eh, ang isang gusto kong, I wanna ask you about kasi it's common knowledge na, 'di ba, that you have that you are a cancer warrior, 'di ba?
Uh,
So and it happened, you found that out, uh, singer ka na, 'di ba? kumbaga, recording artist ka na. So,
Hindi.
hindi pa? So, ano
Actually,
yung...
that's the reason why I went back to the music industry. When I got diagnosed with cancer, I was actually in the advertising industry.
That was when?
2011.
2011.
Ito yung sabi ko sa yung I didn't want to do music anymore. This was the time that parang I felt God was telling me to leave the music industry. And then tapos tapos na sila. Pwede pa naman magkwentuhan na matagal.
Yun! Okay.
Tawag dito, so I was in the advertising industry then. I was actually doing good. And then nagkasakit ako.
Okay.
During that time, when I got sick, sila Yeng, Constantino, sila Julian, parang pura pa show for me. It was the idea of Yeng and our other good friend, It's Saludo, Wahiman, na sabi nila, Kuya will do a fundraiser for you para makatulong naman kami sa'yo. Ako naman, sabi ko, hindi na, wag na, kaya ko to. So, yung ganun. Tapos sabi ni Yeng, alam mo kuya, gagawin namin to hindi para sa'yo. Gagawin namin to para sa atin. Kasi kaibigan mo kami eh. Sabi niya ganun. And we have an obligation to help you out.
Okay.
And then that made me realize that there's something more powerful to music than fame and popularity. Kasi when I started music, I realized I was also chasing those things. I was in music for all the wrong reasons. I would always say before that I love music, but more than anything during that time, I just wanted, I wanted to sing, pero I wanted to be famous. That was the time na insecure din ako. So, parang the more people, mas makikinig sa akin before, more validation I would get, feeling mo mas confident ka when in fact you were just feeding your insecurity.
Okay.
And then, so parang when things weren't happening my way, it would break my heart. So parang dami mong heartbreak sa music. So parang feeling ko, God saw my struggle and my heartbreaks in pursuing a music career. Kasi parang during that time, ang validation mo na magaling kang artist is kung sikat ka. Diba? So, and then I left music and then that's when I realized yun yan, sabi niya kuha tayo ng fundraiser for you. So sabi kong ganun, oo nga no, ito pala dapat yung purpose ko sa music industry. Sabi ko pagbalik ko sa music industry, pag gumaling ako, sabi ko, hey God, I'm going to start singing in fundraising. Help raise awareness about cancer and start producing things or even shows for other people battling with cancer because ang laki ng gastos eh. Laki ng gastos, hindi mo talaga kakayanin unless milyonaryo ka. The first time I battled cancer, I spent 3.5 million pesos.
Oh, wow.
So, tapos na akong i-battle yung cancer, nagbabayad pa ako ng utang.
Okay.
Tapos ko lang magbayad ng utang, I got diagnosed with cancer again. Pero sabi ko, I won't go through the regular treatment. And then, 2 years after the second one, I got diagnosed with cancer again. That's the latest one, last year. So, but it was clear to me already why I am in the music industry. I am here to just share my story of hope of how I managed to fight cancer 3 times and to finally get a better grasp and perspective of what life is and see things differently than I did before. I used to be a very, very angry person.
Angry?
For a very long time.
Like how angry?
Like, pipitik ako pag pag umorder ako ng chicken,
Mhm.
tapos ibang part yung binigay mo sa akin.
Oh.
Aawayin ko
Okay.
yung counter.
Talaga.
Kasi parang
Okay.
for me, ang dali na nga lang ng trabaho mo.
Mhm.
Mali pa. I think it was coming from self-entitlement because um, self-made ako. Before I finished, parang when I was in college, I told my parents na I want to be independent.
Mhm.
So I took it from there.
Okay.
Tapos I got bullied a lot.
Because of what?
So uh, because I did because probably we're just average family and I didn't look good and for them probably I wasn't talented enough. I
Okay.
would get called names.
I see.
And I wasn't physically parang during the time also medyo weak yung katawan ko. I'd always get sick. So there were so many
Okay.
reasons
I see.
na I was getting bullied for.
Mhm.
So parang when I came into a position of power, na parang
Mhm.
umangat ako as um, from somebody who was parang working student, ganyan
Mhm.
ganyan, nandito na ako. Parang feeling ko, whatever I had during that time, I worked so hard for.
Mhm.
So when I use my money to buy anything, uh, parang dapat it should be what I asked for. Because I worked
Ah,
so damn hard for it.
I see. Okay.
Dapat tama. So, and since, alam mo naman sa advertising industry, it's unforgiving, di ba?
Oo. Well, may ganong
So,
kultura talaga.
I
Mm.
also adapted that.
I see.
Na parang, when we are talking about my business with you, I expect you to do your job really, really well. So
Mhm.
when you F up, pipitik talaga ako. Parang ganun. Kasi parang feeling ko, and then I realized, parang, oh my gosh, parang sumay talaga ako.
Mm.
And then it was, sabi ko nga before, kung uulitin yung nangyari sa akin, kung ulitin yung buhay ko, pipiliin ko bang magkasakit ulit? Sabi ko ganun, siguro
Holy
at least
shit.
yung
Okay.
una, oo.
That's one hell of a
Yung
question.
una, oo.
Oo. Wow.
Sorry.
Well, oo ang sagot mo. Well,
Oo.
na wow lang ako dun sa tanong na yun na parang pipiliin mo bang magkasakit ulit? That's a hell of a question for a
Oo, kasi
survivor.
that feeling ko that made me a real human more than anything. That made me more considerate. That made me more forgiving. That made me see life better. Um, I had so much during that time, but I wasn't really happy. Kasi parang ang focus ko lang during that time was to be successful.
Mhm.
Um, but the more success na parang nakukuha ko, parang it was turning me more into a monster more than anything. Parang I was getting worse and worse and worse and worse. I would rant each and every time. Parang every day, meron akong rant. Parang
Mhm.
ganon.
Oh
So
wow.
parang hindi ko naiintindihan yung to be grateful. Hindi ko na-appreciate yung little things.
Mhm.
Um, Parang it has to be really big every time for me to appreciate it. Parang wala na ako appreciation of anything at all.
Mm.
Ganon kalala. And it's almost losing my life that made me realize how beautiful how beautiful simple things are. Um, there were things that I also used to take for granted, like spending time with my family, like saying I love you to my family. Um, I before I got sick, I never celebrated my birthday.
Talaga, why?
To me, it should just be another day.
Mm.
And then when I got sick, I realized that another year is another blessing.
Oh
That a
wow.
lot of people that a lot of people suffered. And meron nga ako mga office mates before, parang healthy naman nila na uda pang na-text sa akin. And here I am battling cancer 10 years.
Oh,
Buhay pa ako. Diba? Sila parang, bam, wala. Wala na sila. So parang that's how blessed I am to have battled cancer 3 times and still alive right now. So those are things that I wanted people to know that, you know, parang there are so many reasons to be grateful for. Yung nung when the third time I battled cancer, ito bagong realization sa akin to.
okay.
Parang before I would feel depressed because, you know, when you're single, you feel like walang nagmamahal sa'yo. Mga tipong ganon.
Oo.
And then when the third time I got sick and I got all these support from people I knew, I didn't know, just met, or probably people I will never meet in my entire life, I realized na mali. Hindi totoo yung walang nagmamahal sa akin. Ang daming nagmamahal sa akin. The problem was, hindi ko siya nakikita because I was blinded by the fact that I was looking for love from a partner. Parang, wait, bigla akong na-realize, ano ba yung love na hinahanap ko? Ay, putik, I have thousands of people around.
Yeah.
Na yung iba, hindi ko pa kilala, pero grabe sila mag-express ng love. When I guested in ASAP the first time, pero mga taong hinanap ako sa social media, hinanap yung personal account ko to send me a message saying that they got inspired by my story and they wanted to send me help. They wanted to send me products that they thought would help me with my journey. Simple things like palunggay powder, mga different supplements, and I appreciated everything because they went out of their way. And yung ibang mga tao dito, hindi pa yung mayayaman, they went out of their way to reach out and show me love.
Yeah.
That's why I'm just really, 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 really grateful right now. Na alam mo, parang even if I go, I will leave this earth really, really happy.
Wow.
Because of all those love that I received.
Well, that is also one thing din eh. Parang when you realize that people just really care, that even though they don't have much, 'di ba? That's very powerful and it's very moving, especially if like what you said, you come from a place na did not appreciate those kinds of things before. So how did it kumbaga parang na ano ka ba, parang ano yung naging pakiramdam mo na parang when you realize na parang you were wrong about well, katulad nung sinabi mo na that you were angry for, alam mo yun, kumbaga when you look back at your ways before.
Wala, na-realize ko lang there's no point looking back also.
Well, that is true.
I realized that, you know, there's no point looking back. I did so many shit in the past. Wala namang point.
It's already done.
The only thing that I can really do is, diba, move forward. And there were people that I knew I hurt. I said stupid things. I ended relationships with, friendships. I started reaching out to people and started making amends and sorry, or let's forget about the things that happened. And one of the first things that I did also is I started forgiving people.
Yon, okay.
The reason why I was so angry inside is ang dami kong tinanim.
Yun.
Natandaan ko kung sino lahat ng nambully sa akin, nagsabi sa akin ng ganito, ng ganyan, na not amount to anything. whatever, those things uh, planted seeds of anger in my heart na nag-grow na, nag-grow na, nag-grow na, nag-grow na.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then biglang, I just started praying and saying na, I forgive this person, I forgive this person, and I forgive this person. And it started feeling any better. And I would pray more to God. Sabihin ko na, kung meron pa ako mga tao na hindi pa na-forgive sa puso ko, ipaalala mo sa akin kung sino sila. So I can say na napatawad ko na sila. I didn't need to hear sorry from those people for me to forgive them because the forgiveness was more for me than for them. The more people I forgive, the more
That is
people
true.
I forgive, mas kumagaan yung pakiramdam.
Yeah. That's what they
And
that's
it's
what they
for my
say.
own good.
That's what they say.
Oo
Para,
eh.
'di ba? Para forgiveness is actually a selfish thing to do kasi you're not doing it for you're not parang there's a misconception of to most people na when you forgive someone, you're giving that person na nang tarantado sa iyo parang kumbaga binibigyan mo siya ng what's the right word? Parang binibigyan mo siya ng favor, 'di ba? Parang
Binibigyan
ginagawa
mo siya ng power.
Oo, kaya yun, aside from that, well, pinatawad mo sila, parang it's a gift for them na parang yun nga, pabor para sa kanila na kumbaga pabor sa kanila na pinatawad mo sila. 'Di ba? Pero in
Tsaka
reality, it is yourself, you're doing it for yourself.
exactly. Imagine mo, banas na banas ka sa taong to.
Mm.
Every time na kahit wala siyang ginagawa, pero pag dumaan yan,
Oo.
bad trip na buong araw mo.
Oo nga.
Diba?
Oo.
Wala naman siyang ginawa. Dumaan lang siya na bad trip
Yeah.
ka. So, you're bringing it upon yourself.
Yeah, and that gives that person power over you. Kasi actually may mga ako gago rin ako nung when I was younger. Yung mga alam kong galit sa akin. Kasi ako I understood that early on na parang okay. Kumbaga galit siya sa akin. Kumbaga parang kung galit ka sa akin, hindi gagalitin lang kita lalo. 'Di ba? Back then parang sisitahin ko lang siya. Tapos aalis na ako. Alam ko sira na yung araw niya, 'di ba?
Oo. 'Di ba?
No.
Nakuha ko rin sa isang movie. There was this movie, I think that was yung dad tapos kidnap yung anak niya na maraming I forgot the name of that movie. Merong isang line doon na tumatak sa akin. Sabi
Okay.
gano'n na you become the person you hate the most.
Mhm.
So dahil sa bad trip mo sa tao na yun, pati ikaw, na-acquire mo yung ugali niya. Dahil sobrang niyang tarantado, dahil galit mo sa kanya, ikaw din nagiging tarantado ka. So parang ang nangyari, you change yourself, nagiging pattern ng buhay mo, yung ginagawa ng iba, di ba hate mo nga yung tao na yun? Bakit mo ginagawa niya?
Magiging toxic ka na. Dati galit ka kasi toxic siya. Tapos ikaw, hindi mo alam, nagiging toxic ka na rin. Unti-unti until it becomes parang toxic. Ikaw yung nalalason.
Di ba? Instead na dapat mas, siya yung tarantado, ikaw yung okay, balik sa buhay niya kasi okay ka naman mali ikaw yung nagiging toxic din. Pareho na kayo nagiging toxic. Tapos since that anger is in your heart, you have a tendency to do it sa ibang tao naman at ipasa.
And what's ang isa pang the worst another thing about that is that sometimes that person did not really intend to harm you. Nabwisit ka lang talaga, 'di ba? And you na kumbaga parang
hindi mo lang siya talaga trip.
At saka na-misinterpret mo kung ano yung sinabi niya, 'di ba? Hindi naman talaga niya gustong i-degrade ka. Yun nga lang sa parinig sa tenga mo parang anong ibig sabihin nito? And people tend to give parang explanations na kung ano yung pinaka-worst 'di ba? Siguro ganun ang tingin niya sa akin kaya ganito. So mag-a-assume na sila. And you're gonna punish yourself. Hindi ka makakatulog, you're gonna lose sleep, you're gonna lose precious time, 'di ba? And energy thinking about that. Tapos biglang
Exactly.
So
parang Sino sinira mo po eh? Sino buhay mo? Sarili mo.
Ito,
Diba?
ito yung isang tanong ko. How did you forgive your bullies? Kasi I'm sure halos lahat ng mga tao pinagdaanan yung bullying. How did you forgive your bullies? And there are people na parang tumanda na meron akong I've talked to elder people na tapos tandang-tanda nila kung anong ginawa sa kanila. But never got through it. Which is very sad for me na parang wow, ang tanda mo na, kumbaga parang inaano mo pa rin yung mga sinabi ng magulang niya, so galit pa rin sila sa magulang nila, di ba? How do you forgive?
Wala. It's a deliberate, it's a deliberate decision to forgive. Ano rin siya eh, forgiveness is also for me, forgiveness is a muscle. That you have to continue doing to get used to it. Diba?
Okay.
Pag natuto ka na mag-forgive, do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. And that becomes easier. Even with littlest things.
Okay.
That's why mahirap din akong magalit sa na yun. Kasi I would always tell myself to just forgive.
Yeah.
So pag nabattery pa ako sa'yo, malala talaga ginawa ko. But even after that, after ko magalit, I would always come to my senses and realize that just forgive the person again.
True. Diba?
Ganun lang. So, parang
that doesn't mean na hindi ka na nagagalit ngayon eh, 'di ba? That doesn't mean that you are na parang wala ka, that's not a part of you anymore, na hindi na kasama 'yun sa weaknesses mo. Pero the thing is, you can overcome it way quicker than before.
And even after magalit, because I know that's negativity, I also tell myself that I forgive myself.
Yon.
Self-forgiveness is very, very important if you want to have peace of mind. Yun nga, kasi being in the advertising industry, di ba? Parang you are expected to be perfect all the time. A single punctuation or a missing letter could be such a big deal. Di ba?
Yes.
And then, kasi mali, parang ganun. So, and then, since napagalitan ka, feeling mo, wala ka ng kwenta, feeling mo, you start doubting yourself, what you can do.
And sometimes
when you've done
sa'yo.
You've done so much better things in the past. Pero since nagkamali ka, you start doubting yourself. And then you just, palaging sinasabi sa atin ng boss ko dati, you are too hard on yourself. Sabi yung ganun, you are too hard on yourself. You have to learn to forgive yourself. I mean, pag nagkamali ka, napagalitan ka, just accept it, and then forget about it. But learn from it.
Awesome.
Parang ganun lang. Dati kasi, halimbawa, especially when I was starting in the music industry, pag nagkamali ako ng isang nota, 2, 3 nota, 1 linggo na akong bothered.
Talaga?
Ganun. Tapos, sobrang ganun. Kaya pumiyok ka, ay putek, mga 2 linggo tayong, hindi ako makatulog.
Talaga?
Kino-question ko yung sarili ko. Mga ganun. And then, yung passion natin becomes more of a burden. Instead of it giving us joy, mas nagiging source siya ng stress. Because, I don't know, parang, I mean, parang for me, excellence is, we always have to aim for excellence.
Yes.
Or aim even for perfection. But you also have to be realistic enough to realize and accept that no matter how hard you work, sometimes you would commit mistakes. as long as you're not deliberately doing it, as
Mhm.
long as you're really doing your best to improve yourself and
Yeah.
address it and make sure that it doesn't happen again the next time, or
Mhm.
even if it happens again the next time, learn from it again. As long as you keep on growing and you really push yourself very.
And that is the part when our stream got cut off due to power fluctuations that night. But we were able to set it back up again and continue with my fantastic conversation with Zion. And yeah, let's just go back to it. Okay, we are back on Facebook. Share ko ulit. Technology is awesome, but it's not perfect.
Di ba pati technology, it's not even perfect.
Oo nga eh, di ba? That's, kumbaga, as awesome as this is, we are talking on two separate, kumbaga, we are miles apart, kilometers apart, and then what we're doing, with this electronic shit that I cannot even start to explain to everybody and understand, and then it goes to space, and alam mo yun, and then bounce back, di ba? For everybody to hear and listen. It's amazing, but it's not perfect as amazing as that is. So, okay, so Zion is back. Okay, so, and we were talking about forgiveness just before we got cut off by power fluctuations. So, okay, but for context, uh, okay, let's just leave kung ano man yung napag-usapan natin kanina kasi ano na yun eh. Hindi ko na maalala. Pero you were saying a lot of awesome things about forgiveness. I think I was asking kung paano mo napatawad yung mga bullies mo eh. Kasi that is very hard for people, 'di ba? And like I said earlier, it is unfortunate that there are people who cannot get over that hurdle of kumbaga that and it's very sad na parang even like I said kanina, people in their 60s galit pa rin sa parents nila, 'di ba? Who were dead for how many years
Mm-mm.
already, and there are people who who are still very bitter over things na ginawa sa kanila ng mga ng somebody from their elementary days. Tapos yung gumago sa kanya probably are not aware already kung anong ginawa na, but then these people kumbaga hirap na hirap sila to release and kumbaga just let go of those pain, 'di ba? But
Oo, pero sa kanila naman yun. I mean, buhay nila
mm,
yan. But really, it's when you forgive someone or when you forgive yourself,
mhm.
para sa yun, hindi para sa kanila.
Yeah. Kumbaga hindi yung lagi kong sinasabi ko dito about forgiveness before sa mga past episodes. Sabi kasi I got this from Brian Tracy, one of my yung online mentors na pinapanood ko. Parang there are four people in your life na kailangan mong patawarin. So first of those people are your parents. Kasi yung mga early wounds mo, most ano yan, either your mom or dad. There are lots of artists who stopped singing, who stopped drawing because their parents told them they're not good enough, 'di ba? 'Di ba? May mga ganon. And then those are wounds that some people cannot easily forgive. And then the next batch of people would be acquaintances na hindi yung mga nambuli sa mga hindi mo naman kamag-anak, 'di ba? And then we talked about that earlier. And then yung mga people from your past relationships. And then the last person that you need to forgive is yourself. So how you talked about that earlier then. So how did you manage to forgive yourself knowing that you were doing things differently before?
Conscious decision talaga siya. It's harder for me to forgive myself more than anyone else.
When?
Uh, I always beat myself.
Beat?
when you make mistakes.
Oh.
Uh, I guess like what I mentioned earlier, it's practice. It's a muscle that you have to practice. The more you forgive yourself,
Mm-hmm.
the easier it gets.
And
So do it every day. I mean, whenever I make a mistake, I would always tell myself, pinapatawag kita, pinapatawag kita, pinapatawag.
you do it
Ganon. And
audible ba yun? Kumbaga, you say it loudly na naririnig mo
oh,
talaga.
I do.
Wow.
Um, there's power in hearing it also.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's not the same eh. You have to hear it. It's just not in your mind, but you have to hear it. Sa akin, it works that way.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes pag hindi talaga kaya ng utak-utak lang,
Mm-hmm.
I say it louder and louder and louder until maayos ko. Sometimes it will take me a day or two or three to forgive myself. But at
Mm-hmm.
least ngayon, ganun na. Kasi dati talaga dadaling ko yun ng matagal na panahon. And
Mm-hmm.
I'd really get bothered. And the trouble with that is instead of you getting focused on what you need to do
Mm-hmm.
during that day,
Mm-hmm.
mas lalong magulo utak mo kasi merong kang dinadala sa puso mo. So yun, and what I also try to do when when these things strike is I do meditation. Meron naman mga guided meditation sa YouTube or
Mm-hmm.
sa Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
Log in your your earphone and then listen and then follow. It's been helping.
Yeah. Hmm. And you also mentioned kanina that yung nag-trigger nito is what's your condition nung nagkasakit ka, 'di ba?
Oh,
You started before earlier than that pa you were talking about other artists in the music industry who are bitter about other people being more famous than them. Were you among those people na ganun? O hindi naman?
uh, parang ano, hindi not entirely bitter,
Mhm.
but sometimes I question why they're there and I'm not. Pero mga
Mm.
ganong time.
Okay.
Uh, pero feeling ko, hindi ko man aminin yun, yung yung fruit nun is I was becoming too critical
Mhm.
um, over other artists.
Oh.
Um, ay, ito si ganyan, ganyan, wala naman sa tono, dadada.
Mhm.
Status ko yun, minsan walang pangalan. Pero
Talaga?
alam ng tao kung sino pinag-uusapan ko. Kung sino yung
Okay.
sinasabi ko. So parang ganun. But I Elements Music Camp really opened my eyes to so many things when it comes to music. And then I just realized also na I'm not all that. I make mistakes myself.
Mhm.
Um, if I probably compare myself with other people, they're probably mga undiscovered artists who are probably better than me.
Mhm.
Kasi when you compare yourself to other people, dalawa lang yan. It's either you'd find yourself better than them and you become proud, or or you find people who you think would be less talented than you
Mhm.
and you became parang alam mo yun, it's either by or pag may nakita ka naman na mas magaling sa'yo, you become insecure naman.
No.
Diba? So it's one or the other. So parehong wala kang pupuntahan. So the only thing that you can actually do is just really just keep on improving and just tell yourself to keep on improving and just do and do and do the things that you love.
Mm.
Uh, One thing that was very clear with me is that when I went back to music also is gagawin ko to kasi mahal ko to.
Mhm.
Gagawin ko to kasi uh, nasa puso ko to. And gagawin ko to because I have a purpose why I'm here. Yun nga, share my story of hope in one way or another, help other struggling artists or probably struggling uh, people, whether that be cancer or anything about life, um, mental illness, I mean parang mental health issues,
Mhm.
um, meron purpose, pero meron ding isang bagay na akong na-realize when I was in Myanmar that I was so parang ayokong nakinatatakot ako for a very long time. Remember when I told you when I was younger,
Mhm.
di ba parang ang nagiging purpose ko is I was getting a heartbreaks after heartbreaks over music because parang like regular artists, mga other artists right there, parang I just wanted to be famous and reap the benefits of being famous.
Mhm.
I have a lot of money, and when it wasn't happening, I was getting frustrated with the music industry more than more than just my love for music. Pero yung mali naman doon naging extreme.
Extreme.
Parang
Mhm.
ayokong nare-recognize.
Oh.
Uh, Yun nga, kwento ko sa kanina, di ba? Pagbaba mo ng stage, as much as possible, parang nahiya akong lapitan ng ibang tao.
Bang you leave
Tapos,
you just want to be left
oh,
alone, parang ganun.
I just want to be left alone. Seryoso
Mm.
yun.
Mm.
Parang after a show, gusto ko na magkulong sa kwarto.
Mm.
Tapos, find my corner and then just stay quiet.
Mm.
And then when I was in Myanmar, I realized na kaya ka bumalik ng music is because you want to share your story of hope. It's because you want to help a lot more people. But na-realize ko that if I actually want to have a bigger platform or a louder voice or a more influential one, I have to be famous. I
Mhm.
mean,
Yeah,
the
totoo.
platform becomes bigger because I have a wider reach.
Yes.
Na-realize ko rin to nung one time that I was doing a fundraiser for a kid battling a plastic anemia. Parang it's a bone marrow disease.
Okay.
So, I went to a friend who owns a bar. I got a friend, guitarist, and pass lahat kami.
Oh, okay.
That night, mag-accept ako ng request. Siguro nakabuo ako ng mga less than 5,000 pesos.
Mhm.
Tapos na-realize ko, kung si Bambo yung gumawa nun,
Mhm.
ang dami niyang naipon.
Mhm.
Diba? I mean, less than 5,000 pesos, it's already a blessing. Especially coming from me, who experienced to be in the receiving end. Minsan nga, pag kahit 50 pesos pa yan, kahit 20 pa yan, pag binigay sa'yo, basta tulong yun, sobrang tuwa
Oo.
ng puso mo eh. Kasi galing sa kanila yun, pinaghirapan nila, 20 man yun, pinaghirapan nila yan, binigay nila
Mhm.
sa'yo kasi gusto nilang makatulong sa'yo.
Mhm.
Diba? Parang yung less than 5,000, yung malaking halaga na yun para sa tutulungan mo. Pero na-realize ko lang, kung if I am of Bamboo level, or if
Mhm.
I am of Jane Constantino level, or Gary Vee level, or Eugene Velasquez level, or
Oo.
anybody in mainstream music, pag ginawa ko yung past lahat na yun, hindi 5,000 makukuha ko.
Mhm.
Maybe 10 times, maybe 20, 30, 50, 100 times.
Mhm.
So, parang nirealize ko rin na there's nothing wrong with wanting to be famous.
Mhm.
Um, it's really your mindset and why you are doing it. But I am doing it right now with such a mindset also that it doesn't matter if I get there or not. I'm working hard towards it.
Mhm.
Um, but if it doesn't happen, hindi na ako yun. Um, I would always remember the story of Mo. Sorry pala, ang dami kong parang for people listening who are not Catholics or Christian,
No.
I learned a lot of things from the Bible, and I picked
Mm-hmm.
out a lot of things in there, and that made me
Don't worry about
who
it.
I am right
Mm-hmm.
now,
Mm-hmm.
and my values are like this. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
would always remember Moses was given the promise, but Moses did not see the promise
The promised
come
land.
to
Yeah.
life.
Mm-hmm.
So parang with what I'm doing right now, maybe I'm just planting seeds. But
Mm-hmm.
maybe in the next generations, that's when it will bear fruit.
Mm-hmm.
So parang for me, pero klaro lang sa akin yun na I am called to do this. This is the purpose why I'm here. I'm doing my best. I'm giving it my all. Um, if it happens, it happens. If not, okay na ako. I mean, touching one soul and changing one person's life,
Mm-hmm.
it's
Yeah.
it's a different experience already. Diba?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's nothing different with it's gonna be so much better siguro in terms of numbers lang if I get to reach out to more people. But affecting one life, that's one life.
Yeah.
And one life is precious.
Yes.
Diba?
Mm-hmm.
So parang that's why sometimes when you get all these messages from your inbox from Facebook or wherever telling you that na-inspire sila sa story mo, that's
Mm-hmm.
enough for me. I
Mm-hmm.
don't need to get so much money to do whatever I'm doing, whatever it is that I'm spending for my music.
Mm-hmm.
It's all worth it. Like ko yung kwento mo kanina kay Jokoy, he gambled.
Mm-hmm.
Siya kumita.
Mm-hmm.
Ako, hindi ko sure kung kumita na ako or hindi.
Okay.
Pero parang the reason kaya ako nagagawa yung music din kasi meron akong trabaho.
Mm-hmm.
I don't worry so much about not earning anything from it
Mm-hmm.
because one, that's not even my objective really. I mean, that's not
Mm-hmm.
my priority.
Mm-hmm.
If the investment comes back, then good because I can give it again to
Yeah.
somebody else.
Mm.
Diba? But if it doesn't, that more than investing that money in my music, I
Mm-hmm.
invested that in somebody else's life.
Yeah.
Uh, because music became my platform to share my story.
Yeah.
So, sobrang precious ng buhay. If
Well, I
you're
can.
able to save one soul,
Mm.
iba na yun.
Mm.
Ibang level yun.
Well, I can totally relate to that kasi itong podcast na to, this is not really making money. Pero parang there are people who get inspired by stories like you, and I've had a lot of people who have amazing stories as well, and just kumbaga if one day this show picks up and be monetized, the thank you, 'di ba? Pero right now it's really just for the love of these kinds of
Oo.
conversations, and the wisdom, and yung mga I know somewhere out there, whether that person is watching this or not, or in the future it would be watched by someone from YouTube or listened on Spotify or Apple. And kumbaga yung mga sinabi mo kanina, ano yan eh, parang somebody at one point of their lives who are struggling this with the same kind of problems would need to hear that, and be the kumbaga parang mag-start nung spark na sinasabi mo para mag-snap ka, kasi yun ang sinabi mo kanina eh, parang kailangan ma-realize mo na kailangan mong gawin eh, 'di ba? Kumbaga parang
Yeah.
you need to snap. Kumbaga may kumbaga magiging mag-start ng spark for you to do something about it, and point them in the right direction.
Yeah, maybe it will happen, maybe it won't, but the important thing kasi you did your part.
Mm.
Um, it doesn't leave any regret in your heart.
Yes. That's
Yun
true.
lang. And sabi nga din ng manager ko, nung Sir Jeff Badilla from Cornerstone,
Mm-hmm.
whether we make it or not, the important thing is we are happy with what we are doing. That's enough.
Mm. Yeah. And kumbaga it's way better than not trying at all. Yun yung isang ano eh.
Oo.
That's what's gonna haunt you eh for the rest of your
Oo.
life. At if it doesn't work, then at least you know it didn't work. You did your best.
Yep.
You, 'di ba? You had your run. If it doesn't work, then so be it. But to wonder, 'di ba? In your deathbed na what if I did that, 'di ba? Parang that would be so
Oo.
tragic. 'Di ba? You
It's
spend
it doesn't just apply in, in the music career, yung regrets. It also applies in other aspects of life, even in relationships.
Mhm.
Sometimes they get too proud of, ganyan, ganyan, ganyan yan.
Mhm.
Then give it a second shot or
Mhm.
whatever, and then realize, what if on the third try, it works out, or on the fourth, or on the fifth, or on the
Mhm.
sixth, or whatever.
Yeah.
Uh, it parang yun nga eh, it touches so many different aspects of life. Regret. Ayun din, isa pa yun sa mga natutunan ko. Because sometimes you have a tendency of, hindi, it's not gonna work, it's not gonna work, it's not gonna work.
Mhm.
How do you know it's not gonna work when you keep on doing it, or if you keep on doing it differently until you finally get it?
Mhm.
Diba? I mean, if Thea Wurtzbach stopped the second try, she would have not won this universe.
Oo nga. Yeah.
Diba?
Mhm.
Things like that. So, dami kong life lessons from dealing with cancer. Seryoso.
Oo nga eh. Well, it's kasi just a few months ago, yung early this year, I've seen some of your posts. Parang wow, I think you were undergoing chemo early this
Oo.
year. And parang wow, tapos you were battling kailangan mo pumunta dun sa isang gigs to other commitments, 'di ba? So how did you cope? What kept you going? Well, I don't know what.
You know, ano ko, yung energy ko nanggagaling sa mga taong nagmamahal sa akin. Sila yung palagi kong motivation. There was a time that I felt like ayoko na. Tapos na-realize ko, parang I felt like the entire universe was rooting for me. People I don't know, mag-message, mag-send ng ganyan. So parang, how can I give up? It was so selfish to give up if everybody was helping me out. So, I would push myself and I would pray a lot. Pero seriously, prayer and meditation had a lot to do with how I dealt with things. Nung surgery ko, tawag dito, there was a time that I couldn't sleep because so many things were going through my head. I was getting bothered. I was getting anxious. I was so scared with what's gonna happen.
Mhm.
And then, parang the second night, I just really prayed so hard. And I started listening to it. Nakatulog ako. Alam mo, pagising ko, maayos yung gising ko. Tapos, nakakatawa yung panaginip ko. Parang movie. Alam mo yung
Talaga?
dinala ka sa park. Tapos naglilibot ka lang sa park. Ganyan. And I saw my dad, who already passed away. Tapos nilipot niya ako.
Wow.
Umalis siya. Iniwanan ako. Tapos, alam mo, but I woke up with really, really peaceful. Sabi ko ganun, whatever happens, I just have to leave things with God. And continue just believing. And accepting whatever it is that He has for me.
Mhm.
Siguro one of the things is that I'm not one of those people who's scared to die. It can happen to anyone anytime. But I'm just so secured because I know where I'm going after. And siguro kasi din ako because I am just so grateful and I just felt so much love. Parang there really is nothing else in this earth that I want. No promotion, no awards,
Mhm.
no amount of money, no popularity. can ever make me feel more content with what I already have. I mean, if ever I get these things, it's not gonna change how I feel.
Mhm.
Um, one time there was a status that I wrote. Sabi yung ganun, parang there really is nothing else. Yun, I don't think anything else here on this earth. Because reflecting to who I was, shy, bullied kid, didn't feel confident about how he looks. Tapos, I didn't even know I could sing.
Mm.
One of my stories is when I was in grade 6, I auditioned for, alam mo yung Easter Sunday, when you're a Catholic,
Mhm.
pag Easter Sunday, meron mga angel
Okay.
para i-welcome si Jesus tapos tanggalin yung belo ni Mama Mary.
Oo.
Di ba? Nag-audition ako doon. That was the first time I took a shot at singing. I didn't get in. Sabi ng audition master, ang weirdo daw ng boses ko.
Ano, ang weirdo?
So I did weird.
Okay.
And during those times when somebody tells you it's weird, it's not a good thing.
Okay.
Diba? So it discouraged me from singing. An insecure person getting told that. So lalo lumaki siya insecurities ko.
Mhm.
So probably one of the reasons why I would always be scared on going on stage. Kasi at a very early stage of my life, I got those kind of criticisms from people of authority. Um, and then I didn't know I could sing. I didn't know I could write. Pero, wow. I had 3 nominations with Awit. I had 5 nominations with Awit Awards.
Mhm.
And I won 3.
Mhm.
The first time I joined a gospel singing contest, I became part of a winning circle.
Mhm.
The first song that I wrote for another artist, that I co-wrote for another artist, landed on #1 for more than 30 plus weeks
Wow.
on
Mhm.
MOR.
Mhm.
Uh, I wrote for an international brand.
Talaga? Which
I've
one?
worked with Pentos.
Okay. Okay, Mentos.
Uh,
Okay.
tapos, I got the respect of the who's who in the music industry.
Mhm.
I got to share stage with sila Mr. C, sila
Mhm.
Evie Lancel, sila Jay Doria, sila Noel Cabangon, sila
Mm.
Evie Lancel.
I saw a video
Uh,
of you with Regine and Gary and ASAP, di ba? That
with
was
I've
woo!
sung with Regine and Gary, and this is from a small town boy who never had any training at all.
Mhm.
So, mahihilingin ko. Uh, para, I've always thought na medyo smart naman ako.
Mhm.
But it took me a while to get to where I am in the advertising industry. Pero, yun nga, very, very insecure. Tapos, to be able to lead an agency in another country and do something in the advertising industry that, alam mo yun, parang who would ever think of somebody will listen to a small town boy na yung kliyente ko, Nestle.
Mhm.
Uh, nakikinig sa akin yung mga kliyente who are much wiser than me.
Mhm.
Diba? We make brands move.
Mhm.
We help them achieve their goals. So parang for me, parang wala na talaga ako may hiling pa. I mean, even I never thought that I'd ever own a property. As
Mhm.
in, alam mo, nung bata ako, hindi ko nga inisip kung parang gusto ko lang maging lawyer kasi yung isang uncle ko lawyer. Hindi
Okay.
pa first degree kasi lawyer. Parang, tapos nung habang tumatanda ako, hindi ko na alam kung ano gusto kong gawin. Parang, ang nare-realize ko lang sa buhay ko, I would just live in the province, living a simple life, eating 3 times a day. Ganun lang.
Mhm. Oo
Tapos,
nga, eh, no? Mhm.
if you think about where I am right now in the advertising industry, and
Music.
what I reached in the music industry. Parang, how did this even happen? I know it's the hands of God working. Even that ASAP guesting that you
Mhm.
mentioned earlier, that's a
Mhm.
miracle in itself.
Yeah.
And I think,
How did it feel? Can
hindi
you
ko
can
ma-
you can you take us to that moment na parang holy shit, I've
alam,
really.
alam mo,
Kasi
nakakatawa to.
let me just say na parang when I saw when I was watching that video, kita ko talaga yung excitement sa mukha mo na parang wow, shit. 'Di ba? Na
Ano yun
parang
ah, it's parang feeling ko kung hindi ako nagkasakit, hindi rin ako pupunta dun.
mm,
You see how God works differently. Probably I'd make it someday, but probably not this time around. But and during the first time to be on stage, I was with Regine and Gary. Um, you know, when I heard the news that I would guest on ASAP,
mhm.
sobrang natuwa ako. Kasi parang for me, for anyone who's trying to make it in the industry, that's their dream. ASAP stage is the stage here in the
Mhm.
Philippines.
Mhm.
When pag nakatungtong ka doon, parang wow, diba? Not everybody
Mhm.
makes it there. Uh, and then, when they said kung anong kakantahin, sabi ko it's either Warrior is a Child or Reason Enough because I covered the song. I just thought that maybe I'd sing it with other artists. Major artists, but probably not level of Regine and Gary.
Okay.
So, probably mas contemporaries, mas sila Yeng, or sila KZ, or sila Moira, or
Mhm.
sila Daryl, or sila Bugoy, sila Michael Pangilinan, sila Jason D. Mas ganun.
Mhm.
Mas ganun lang ini-imagine ko. So, nakuha ko yung script.
Ah, may script
Literal
pa pala
na.
'yon. Okay.
Hindi, na parang yung hatian ng kanta. Nung nakuha ko yung
Oh.
hatian ng kanta, nagulat ako. Nakalagay RVA saka GV.
Oh, okay.
So, nawindang talaga ako. I mean, God, to be on ASAP stage itself is already a miracle for me.
Mhm.
Regine Velasquez and Gary Valenciano, sila yung mga unang OPM artist na tiningala ko talaga,
Mhm.
nirespeto at inidolo. For me, for my for my ASAP dream to come true,
Mhm.
tapos ang first time kakanta mo si Regine at si Gary.
Ah, first
Well,
time mo
like
ba 'to?
that's
First time mo 'to sa ASAP?
first time ko yan.
Oh. Okay.
For
Ah,
that to happen,
mhm.
parang I I I, I hindi ko talaga siya mag-grasp. Parang it's really the hands of God
Mhm.
working. I mean, even right now, naiiyak ako every time I think about it.
Oh man,
Kasi parang,
look at your face. Look at starstruck ka habang kumakanta ka eh.
eh,
'Di ba?
sobra. Alam mo, the most touching part of it is when they saw me, I met Ate Reg before that ASAP.
Mhm.
Long time ago because there were a few times that
Event.
I attended their parang Bible study group in their house. And then
Oh,
I met
okay.
Kuya Ogie in Elements, but also syempre sa bahay nila. Si
Mhm.
Kuya Gary din sa Elements.
Mhm.
But for them to really show genuine concern and care, nung pumalik ako sa stage, sobrang heartwarming nun. And they were very, very assuring. Nakikita ko na kung paano nila ako sinusuportahan. Tapos, before that time, hindi ako nakakalabas ng bahay ko ng more than 2 hours. And
Bakit?
I was in ABS-CBN for 6 hours.
Ah, okay.
Nang sobrang okay yung energy ko. That was just less than 2 weeks after my chemo, and normally after my chemo, magtulog chipmunk ako.
Mhm.
Kasi side effect ng gamot. But during that time, I wasn't. So it was like the hand of God working just to be there. One thing pa na nangyari, di ba, kanina pinag-uusapan natin yung perfection.
Mhm.
More than anything, I think in that performance, everybody felt the heart of that performance.
Yeah, I
That
felt
wasn't
it.
a perfect performance. That wasn't a perfect performance at all. Alam mo, sobrang 10 times better yung rehearsal.
Talaga?
Oo. Uh, but we were also emotional during that time. When we were rehearsing kasi, we didn't see the video yung
Mhm.
VTR.
Mhm.
So medyo mas excitement, mas happiness.
Mhm.
Uh, but when the VTR played, it was overwhelming joy. It was realization. It was hearing yourself talking in the screen and sharing your story na sobrang importante sa puso mo. Before we sang, si Ate Regine was already crying.
Talaga?
Yung mga hindi nakikita sa camera, as in
Mhm.
umiyak si Ate Reg.
Bakit
Lumapit
daw?
yung PA, pinupunasan yung ano niya. Kuya Gary was emotional on the right side.
Mhm.
And then they would always, ginagano nila ako just to make sure that I'm okay. Just, are you sure you're okay? Do you need anything about for your mic? Do you need it louder? Ganyan, ganyan, ganyan.
Mhm.
So sobrang they really took care of me. Tapos they gave way, especially in The Warrior is a Child.
Mhm.
Nandito sila, hinayaan nila akong gawin yung gagawin ko.
Mhm. No,
So
okay.
parang this is your moment, Zion.
Mm.
Uh, just do what you want to do.
Ah.
We'll be behind you. We'll support you. Uh, Grabe. Tapos nakakatawa din yung staff ng ASAP. Before it started, syempre alam nila na nakakaiyak. So, as
Mhm.
nakakasar sila, walang iiyak. Tapos nagtatawanan. Tapos
Mhm.
ako on stage, before that happened, gano'n ako, la 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 la. Parang hindi ako maiyak.
Oo.
So, parang after that song, I was just so happy because I was able to tell my story.
Mhm.
More than, I felt so much love. Bago ako bumalik, nandun si Kuya Ogie, sila Ate Jaya nakaabang.
Mhm.
Tapos after kong bumaba, everybody reached out. Uh, Ibang klase. Yung suporta, yung mga kasama, considering na di ko talaga naman sila nakatrabaho eh. Parang idolo ko sila eh.
Mhm.
I am nowhere near their status. Just for them to treat me like that, it was such a special time in my life.
Wow, definitely a highlight. Wow.
Oo, parang, uh, parang walang first time kumanta sa ASAP.
Mhm.
Ang nakasama si Richie at si Gary.
How was
Love.
the rehearsal when you met na parang anong tsura ng rehearsal studio ng ASAP?
Ako, starstruck ako nung
Okay.
rehearsal. Mas kalmado ako nung performance kasi performance na to. Parang
Okay.
the mindset during the performance was that, uy, gago, kasabay mo si Regine sa si Gary. Hindi
Oo.
ka pwedeng
Oo.
hindi ka pwedeng, I mean, you're also an artist. Di
Mhm.
ba? Hindi naman ako ang pakilala din sa akin, I'm a soul artist.
Mhm.
So, nilagay ako doon as an artist, hindi fan na kumakanta nila.
Mhm.
So, I had to level myself and step up ng Regine Velasquez, Zion, Gary V. Hindi Regine Velasquez, Gary Valenciano, and a fan singing with them. I
Mhm.
was I was introduced as a soul artist. So
Mhm.
I cannot not perform also, no matter how emotional it could be. Diba? As an artist, you have to level up kung sino yung kasama mo. Hindi ka makikipagsapawan sa kanila, but you have to level up. You have to level up para makasabay ka because that's what's gonna make the performance really great. Diba? But yun, it wasn't a perfect performance, but lahat ng puso namin nandun. Pagkatapos lahat kami parang
Nag-iyakan kayo?
parang parang alam mo yun, parang lahat kami nakahinga ng maluwag kasi natapos namin ng disente yung performance kasi we were very, very emotional. And more than anything, we were able to say the message that we wanted to do. Like sabi nga ni Ate Rich during that performance, ang daming tao na gusto nang sumuko sa buhay nila. Pero ito ka, third time battling cancer, pero lumalaban, kumakanta sa harap ng mga tao. And that's the message that I wanted to send out there. And I've been telling people that, the reason I went back, the reason I was still singing when I was battling cancer is that they should never, ever, 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 ever let anything stop them from achieving their dreams. They just have to work really, really, really hard. Diba? I mean, putek, nagkikimo ako, pero, sige, wala akong pake, kakanta ko. Diba?
Well, it's not the end of the world. Kumbaga, that's the message.
Oh, I said it one time during my vlog, cancer is not, it's not a death sentence. It could be, life would be extra challenging, but it's not a death sentence. I mean, you're not yet dead. You have, as long as you're breathing, just continue living life and continue finding joy in whatever it is that you're doing. And then, if you really love doing it, just continue doing it. Maybe you won't get there, but then again, it goes back to our conversation earlier. At least there won't be any regret. In your deathbed, there won't be any regret that I tried, I did my best, it didn't happen, but my heart is full because I did it.
Oh, man.
Diba? Yun.
But then, let me just go to a different direction naman. When you were diagnosed first, of course.
Sorry.
When you were diagnosed for the first time, I would imagine it was a very scary experience. How was it? How did you take it when you first?
I think I'm a different kind of animal talaga.
Oh wow. Okay.
The first time I got diagnosed, my family here in Manila, they were all flying to Canada and US. So ang natira sa bahay, that's my second family. Yung mga natira sa bahay, actually hindi rin stay in yung helper. Wala. Only a friend from Davao is here. So, yung day na malalaman namin na kung may cancer ako, wala. Kasi hindi ko sinabi sa mom ko sa mga kapatid ko. Because the previous year, my dad and my lola died.
Oh.
So, I didn't want another heartbreak for my mom. That's why I did say it. So, ang nakakaalam, yung parang extended family ko here. Okay. Anyway, so, nasa aeroplano sila. Kasi, naghihintay sila ng text from me. Tapos, na-delay yung result ko. Nakapasok nila sa aeroplano. Nag-announce na yung stewardess na, alam mo yung yung susuot na yung seatbelt, whatever, ganyan. As in, ganung level lang paalis. That's when I learned that I had cancer. So, sila, in shock. Tapos sabi nilang ganun, iisip nila, bababa ba sila na aeroplano or what. Sabi ko, go. Sabi ko, you know me. Kaya ko to. Pero in my heart, may cancer ako. Oh, sorry.
Hindi, okay lang.
Sorry for the
That's perfectly
French.
fine. That's perfectly fine in this show. Oh.
Sabi ko, kami na may cancer kayari. Sabi ko, para, I was already, parang siyempre, first time eh.
Mm-hmm.
I called my best friend, IJ Garcia. Sabi ko, bro, I have cancer. It's confirmed.
Shit. Okay.
I was crying for 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Tapos sabi ko, bro, sabi ko, okay na ako. Sige, kaya to. Meron pa akong lab. Tawagin lang ulit kita. I stopped. And then I said, after that call, I'm gonna fight this and I'm gonna live for my mom.
Mm-hmm.
And I did. So, ganun. The only other times that I cried during that battle, siguro mga 2-3 beses. Not because gusto ko nang sumuko, but because I was so frustrated dahil lahat ng wala nang tira sa ipon ko. Wala na akong pera. Like yung one time, I needed 175,000 pesos. I only had 175 pesos in my wallet.
Okay.
But in those times, I saw God's hand move in my life. That morning, wala akong pinagsasabihan ng problema ko na to ha.
Mm-hmm.
My aunt texted me. Sabi niya, di ba papasok ka ng ngayon? Papasok ka ng hospital ngayon for your chemo? Sabi niya ganun, opo. Sabi ko ngayon po yung schedule ko. May pera ka ba? May pera ka pa ba? Sabi niya sa akin. Sabi ko, actually wala po. So hindi ko po alam kung paano. Sabi niya, go to the hospital, I'll meet you. Ako muna ba? Then pay with people.
Wow.
Ganon.
Mm-hmm.
Ala akong pinagsasabihan, blessings of God. Tapos, dito na exercise yung faith ko na tipong, halimbawa, every month kasi I would need 350,000 pesos. Ganon kalala. Parang Lord, wala pa akong pera ng May, wala pa akong project. April. Last minute, dadating. And it would cover my expenses.
Wow.
Month on month. That's ganun. So parang I knew somebody divine was helping me out, go through it. So parang, yun. So sobrang, you have to live in faith. And for me, I've seen faith move mountains. I've experienced faith move mountains.
Wow.
So parang, there's no reason for me to doubt that. Diba? So, ganun yung naging battle ko with cancer. Hindi ako yung galit sa mundo dahil nagka-cancer ako. Cancer made me realize so many beautiful things.
Awesome. Huh. But what about mortality? Yung mga ganong klase na parang wow. Hindi ka have you parang syempre cancer, 'di ba? Have you parang thought about mortality na parang kumbaga facing the worst that could possibly happen, mga ganyan? Did you
Alam mo yung
go
first
through
time,
that? Mm-hmm.
I never doubted na mananalo ako.
Oh, okay.
Never doubted.
Okay. So from the get-go, hindi ka talaga...
Oo. Wala. Sabi ko na, panis to sa akin.
Wow. Galing.
Ganon. Ganon ako nun. Tapos nakakatawa pa yun. Meron ako events company nun, di ba?
Mm-hmm.
Galing ako ng chemo, di ba?
Mm-hmm.
Lalabas ako 11 p.m. Lilipad ako ng Palawan ng 4 a.m.
Talaga?
Oh.
What is it?
Ganon.
To those, kasi ako wala akong idea. Anong ginagawa pag kinikimo?
Normally, nakastay ako sa ospital yung 3 araw. Nakatusok lang naman yung mga marami nakatusok.
Mhm.
Nagko-flow yung gamot. Pero ano yun eh, diarrhea, sometimes magsusuka, you'll feel weak. But since I was supporting myself, ang mindset ko, there is no time to be weak. I know I have to fight. Yung tatlong araw na event namin ng Boracay, tumatakbo ko. Kagaling ko ng
Talaga?
team,
Wow, anong sabi sa'yo
Parang
ng mga kasama
adrenaline
mo?
rush na lang siguro. Ha?
Anong sabi sa'yo ng mga kasama mo?
Wala, parang kilala rin nila ako eh. I mean, tsaka, hindi ko alam talagang ibang animal talaga siguro ako.
Oh.
But, you know, all these things, it all goes back to faith talaga.
But
I would pray so hard. Ha?
may what if was it let's say yung mga kasama mo sa racket dun sa trabaho or ano bang work yun back then? So, parang
At parang ano yun, events. I had an events company during that time. Because
oh.
I was asked by publicists to stop working because sabi nila magpagaling ka muna.
Mhm.
We care for you. And they help me out financially a lot. That's why I'm very, very thankful to publicists nila. I will forever be grateful.
Publicist ka pala. Okay.
Oo.
So kung kung ganun yung buti they were supportive kumbaga parang sa lip na kumbaga parang pinabayaan ka pa rin na magtrabaho. And
Hindi, yung events company, publicists asked me to stop working muna.
mhm.
Tapos nagtayo, pero during the time kasi meron akong meron akong events company.
Oh, I see.
So that was what sustained me,
I see.
the events company.
Huh.
Sobrang, iba. Tatawa ka na lang, hindi mo isipin may sakit ako.
Oo nga eh. Pero,
Pero normally, after the event, dun parang hindi naman magka-crash. Babawi yung katawan ko. I'd sleep for 3 to 4 days. Mga normally, mas madalas akong tulog. Mas pabangon para kumain or dadali ng pagkain. Tapos tulog ulit.
Meron akong nakitang
Tapos,
post. Sige. Meron akong nakitang post mo dati na parang of course, syempre naapektuhan ka. It makes you weak. Parang naapektuhan pa yung boses mo na parang hindi ka makakanta when you after undergoing chemo.
boses chipmunk.
Talaga? Naapektuhan pala yung boses with that.
Alam mo yung helium ng yung
lobo.
ini-ingest yung helium, tapos liliit yung boses. Ganun ako, 3 to 4 days. Minsan 1 week.
Wow! Talaga? Did they tell
Actually,
you kung anong
hanggang
explanation?
ngayon may tama yung boses ko.
Dahil doon.
Naapektuhan yung boses ko na meron mga high notes na hindi ko magawa.
Okay.
So I'm still recovering.
High notes kahit falsetto hindi mo rin magawa o
yung falsetto actually naapektuhan.
Wow.
Na dati sobrang kapal ng falsetto ko. Tsaka sobrang taas ng falsetto ko. Tapos ngayon medyo limited siya.
Damn.
Ayun. Pero just another challenge.
So, teka, let's see. Uy, mag 2 hours na tayo including the first part. Okay, so siguro I'm just gonna ask you kung ano yung hindi na kita muna tatanungin about ABS-CBN. Are you still with ABS-CBN ba?
I'm still a contract artist.
Okay.
I'm with Star Music.
Okay.
My label Star Music and I'm managed by Corners.
Okay.
And I'm very, very thankful for Star Music for embracing the talent that I am. Alam mo yung I hope pakinggan mo kung meron din time.
Of course.
If you listen to the entire EP, it's not the kind of EP na ilalabas ng Star Music.
Which album is
But
this?
Bagong Yugto.
Bagong Yugto? Okay.
Um, yung career niya is the duet with Casey Tandingan. There's
Okay.
another track there that's actually a collaboration with Quest and Bayang Barrios
Mhm.
called Totoo. And then there's another song there na feature si Melina. She's an indie artist.
Okay. Naging guest ko na dito yun, si Melina.
Yun, the
Oh.
song is Kasagutan. And then the other song is DKPSY. So if you listen to those songs, hindi mo siya iisipin na star music.
Talaga.
Plus, they gave me full creative freedom in doing that. I was the one who wrote everything. I produced everything. I was the one who gathered the team that I wanted to work with. Uh, nung natapos yung materials, parang okay. Tapos, wala silang kinalikot at all.
Talaga?
Mm-mm.
Huh. Teka, nahanap ko
Yun.
yung... I'm trying to open Spotify para makita natin yun. So
Look for
it's a...
Zion PH.
So it is... you can already... it's already streaming, no? Okay, teka. Hanapin ko.
Oo. Yun lang, inabutan kasi kami ng COVID eh.
Oo.
I was supposed to have a good launch for the EP March.
Okay.
Then COVID happened. So everything was put on hold. Pati nga music video namin ni Casey, hindi pa natapos.
Oo nga, no? Kasi lyric video pa lang yung nandun eh. Hinahanap ko yung
Mm.
kanina sa... Eto, this one.
Yep, that one. Just
Teka,
look for Bagong Yugto na album.
may bago ka, kaya natin to. Iba pa yun. Iba pa yung kaya natin to.
Hindi, kaya natin to I was just asked to collaborate. Parang, yun nga, since nga, parang I'm using music as a platform to encourage people. When I got asked to sing for that song,
Mhm.
it's a song for COVID na
Mhm.
ginawa ni RJ Jimenez.
Mhm.
RJ Jimenez wrote that song, gathered artists to sing the song together with him. So I became part of that collaboration.
Ang galing nito. Okay, ang galing nito si Melina eh. So how did you meet these artists? Si Melina na lang. Well, si KZ, ano yan? Sikat na talaga yan eh.
Si Melina, I tried to book, naghahanap ako ng artist na i-book eh. And then I found her. I tried to book her. Tapos we became friends. I became she turned me into a fan.
Mhm.
When I first heard her. Si Casey mas nakakatawa kasi literal na fan ako when I first met her.
Mhm.
First time I met her, kilala ko kasi si Yeng. Si Yeng kilala ko kasi nakasama ko sa Pinoy Dream Academy. But I didn't make it inside the house. Tapos sinabi sa kanya ni Yeng na, uy, mahal kaya ni Zion. Sabi niya, mahal ka niya ni Kuya Zion. So parang kahit paano, nakapag-interact kami sa Twitter a few times ni KZ.
Okay.
Tapos nga, I was really a super fan during her X Factor days.
Grabe,
Tapos
sobrang galing ng yung batang yun, babae.
Oo. Tapos
Klase.
nung nag-release siya ng album,
Mhm.
nakikimo ako nun
Mhm.
Tapos meron akong colostomy bag. For those people who don't know what a colostomy bag is, yung bituka mo nakalabas, doon lumalabas yung dugo.
Oh, man. Okay.
Kasi pinutol nila yung intestine. So, meron akong parang ganito na nakalagay dito. Tapos nakatakip lang siya. Tapos, pinuntahan ko siya sa lodge niya. Tapos, first time ko siya nandito. Tapos, nagpa-picture ako sa kanya. Doon ko siya unang na-encounter. Diba? Parang for me to be able to sing with her, it's another miracle for me.
Wow.
Tapos, I've always wanted to be part of the Cornerstone family.
Sino yung mga artist ng Cornerstone? Cornerstone.
Ano lang, actually mga hindi sikat masyado. Si
Okay.
Casey, si Yeng, si Moira, si Ate Jaya,
Oo
si
nga, no,
Kyla,
grabe, no.
si
Sino ba yung mga yan?
JR.
Oh, grabe.
Hindi talaga kalala. Mga ano,
Oh,
wala lang.
wala lang, no.
Mga walang trabaho.
Grabe. Ah, nako.
Yun, so parang to be part of that family, parang, shoots, I'm part of this family. And ano sila, they will not take you if they don't believe in you.
Mm.
Ganun
Are,
sila,
sila ba
ganun
yung
sila class.
nag-advise sa'yo about your singing style before? Sila yun, no?
Alin? Yung
Cornerstone.
nag-advise?
Oo.
Yun yung meeting na sinasabi ko kanina. Sabi lang
Mm.
ganun, you know what? Diretso. You know, my
Mm.
problem with Zion is,
Mm.
he sounds like John Legend.
Mm.
Ganun, diretso. Parang, pakinggan mo yung album na yun.
Oh, to those who are
Hindi,
listening.
my first album.
Mm.
Sabi nga rin, if you listen to that album, it's really good. Sabi niya ganun. But my problem there is, it's good for an introduction album because
Oo.
um,
Parang you don't, as an
yung,
artist, you don't want to be forever connected
branded
to
as
oh.
katanog di ganyan. Yung album is called, Grateful Soul.
Mm. I remember si Arnel Pineda, parang people are before nung hindi pa siya na-discover ng journey. May kwento siya na hindi siya natatanggap sa mga recording companies kasi masyado niya raw kaboses si Steve Perry. 'Di ba? Tapos 'di ba? Tapos ang ironic na tapos biglang wow, for the longest time and then it paid off big time
Ayun pala yung
later, 'di
magiging
ba?
story niya. Matitext si
Oo, 'di
Steve
ba?
Perry para palitin niya.
Oo nga no? Parang hindi mo rin masabi ang kwento ng buhay ng tao, no? Could you imagine
Iba-iba.
magiging vocalista ka biglaan ng journey? Can you
Oo, di
imagine
ba?
That's crazy, di
It's
ba?
it's this parang the thing that other people thought was his weakness became his
Mm.
ticket to his popularity.
Oh,
I mean, even with me, nung na-realize ko na yung sinabi nung audition master na weird,
mm-hmm.
it became my ticket to where I am right now. Because I didn't sound like everybody else here. My music is different from everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I have my space in the industry, no matter how small it is. Right now.
Mm-hmm.
Diba?
Who are your heroes in the local industry? Whether it's
Alam
artists
mo,
or people in the background who work.
Siyempre, mga nag-start ka nung bata ako, mga sikat sila Ate Reg, sila Kuya Gary. Pero, una-una ko naging idol, Smoky Mountain.
Wow.
Kasi bata ako nun, bata sila. Tapos nakikita ko sila on TV. So, ultimate dream ko yun nung bata, maging part ng Smoky Mountain.
Talaga?
Tapos, Kulay.
Kulay, wow. Oo.
Nag-start yung Kulay.
Iba rin, wow kasi talaga yung tunog ng Kulay dati eh. Ano pa sila dati? Hindi pa sila Kulay. Anong pangalan?
Meron akong lahat ng album nila.
Kulay ang una nilang pangalan. Kulay ba ang una nilang pangalan?
Kulay na. Kulay.
Kulay. Si Rada, grabe
Kulay's
si
in the
Rada.
house.
Grabe si Rada. One of
Halibaw yun.
Yung mga mid-90s
Halibaw yun si Rada.
Grabe yun. Tsaka si Boom, 'di ba? Tapos meron pa silang chick na vocalista dati, yung mukhang
si Jeannie.
Amerikana. Ayun, si Jeannie. Grabe yun. Nung when they came into the music scene dati, parang wow, this is something else. I haven't seen anything like this.
Oo, they made it in the UK charts.
Oo, no?
So kaya, tas for me nung when I met Rada din nung una, parang utang ina si Rada to. She's like my first soul influence si Rada talaga. Talagang
oo, no?
Rada!
Grabe yun.
Sobrang mahal ko yun.
Well, I wonder where they are right now, diba? Pero
Stratus still sings. Stratus with Cornerstone now.
To those who are not familiar sa mga bata, you need to listen to to those artists.
Hanapin nyo kulay,
ngayon,
delicious, or burn.
ngayon ko na nga lang ulit na na naalala na meron nga pala. Kanina yung FOJ pa dati yun eh. Yung Vana,
Oo.
'di ba? Kasi kaya pinalta ng FOJ ng Vana yun. Kasi nung sikat sila ang FOJ, they were marketing them daw sa US. Tapos nung panahon na yan, ang mas mayong connotation ng FOJ. Kasi that was the height of the O.J. Simpson trial. So, FOJ yung ibig sabihin sa US noon.
Got it.
Oo, 'di ba? Pero dati
Got
kasi, so iniba nila yung pangalan. Pero first of something yata, June, 1st of
First
June
of June.
yata. 1st of June yung ano, 'di ba?
O, di ba, pan?
Oo nga eh. Ibang klase. Well, ang kaklasik ng mga kanta nila, 'di ba? And
Oo.
okay, ito I always ask kasi I've had some Pinoy music legends on this show na rin eh, sina Perf De Castro, sina nung name drop eh, no? Sina Scarlett. Anyway, so how would you compare music before when we were kids? I think we're about the same age eh. So compared as an insider, 'di ba? How would you yung tingin mo diyan? Kasi I would assume there's a little difference from an outsider and an insider's perspective.
Iba rin yung music dati, ah. I mean, ang lakas ng OPM nung panahon natin bago lumakas ulit ngayon, ah.
Oo.
That was the band era.
Mm-hmm.
If you notice also, magkakaiba yung music ng mga sumikat, ah.
Mm-hmm.
Wolfgang was different from Parokya ni Edgar, who's also different from Eraserheads, from River Maya, Thief, Yano.
Southboarder.
Iba sila. Diba? Even during those times, hindi halos nagduduplicate eh. Ang magduduplicate probably ng konti yung mga ballad. Pero yung mga banda during those times, iba-iba din yung binibigay na flavor. Diba? And sobrang saya din nung era na yun. Kasi OPM was really thriving. And iba. I mean, the songs before are really classics right now. I doubt kasing dami ng mga naging hit songs. Parang kasing dami ng mga songs before yung kung ngayong panahon na to, yung magiging ganun ka-iconic in the future. Well, hopefully.
Well, I think it will be the same, 'di ba? Magiging ano rin 'yan. 'Di ba yung sinasabi ko nga dito, one day people like na dating pinagtatawanan natin sina Justin Bieber, 'di ba? They will be hailed as icons talaga na parang with tremendous contributions in music. Which they do. Sina Taylor Swift, pero ngayon parang wow, mga ano 'yan eh, 'di ba? Parang iisnabin mo 'yan eh. Pero to the generation na inabutan nila, they are music. That's their job.
Alam mo, one thing that people should realize is there are different types of music. Novelty is novelty. Soul, R&B, pop, ballad, they have different audiences, but they're music. Diba? Meron nga isa parang, yung bawal lumabas lang, somebody was criticizing it, parang ganyan. It's so, but the category of that music is novelty. Novelty songs are written that way.
Yes.
So, if you think that's stupid, you're actually the one who's stupid. Because
novelty song.
That song is novelty. Pero if you actually check the production value of the song, ang ganda ng production value ng song. I mean, the collaboration between the one who arranged it and then the one who played around with the notes of it. It's actually really, really good. Minsan kasi yung mga tao may malang. Minsan nga mahirap yung mga may mapa na tao, sila talaga yung walang alam.
At saka well, it was also politically merong apoy na political dun eh. So those who are on this side of yung faction na to, parang ano yan, masamang bagay yan sa kanila immediately.
Saka one thing siguro that I'm gonna say, and some musicians will probably hate me for this. stop hating on entertainers. They are not claiming to be artists like you. They
Oh.
know their place. They know that they're entertainers, and that's what they do. Entertain people.
Mm.
They are not taking your space in the industry because they have their own space in the industry, and you have your own space in the industry. They're not robbing you of anything. It's not their fault that they're more famous than you and you're not as famous as them. It's not their fault. Maybe you should evaluate and see or learn from them how you can connect to a larger audience rather than be super mayabang and isipin mo
Hyper.
na
Oh.
fuck you all, ang galing ko. Diba?
Mm.
Eto ako, sobrang galing ko. I-digest nyo ako. Eh, hindi talaga. Diba?
Mm.
How will you even connect to the audience if sobrang laki ng ulo mo na ang galing mo na dapat ikaw ang standard ng music?
Hmm.
Diba? Kung magaling ka, edi magaling ka. Kung magaling ka
More
pala,
power
eh,
to you, 'di ba?
uh, diba? Pero kung yung galing mo, dyan ka lang dadalhin, eh, di makontento ka, eh, ikaw naman yung may gusto yun. I mean, if that's the type of music that you really, really love and people do not patronize it because they don't really connect with it, then don't blame them for not liking it. But just be happy that you were able to release a music that you love doing.
Yeah.
Diba? And admit it to yourself. Don't say that, the reason why you're ranting is because you love music so much. Do you even understand music? I mean, you should know for yourselves that music, different classifications. Yeah. There's
Mm.
novelty and all. And again, they're entertainers. And Curtis never claimed herself to be a singer.
Mm.
From the very beginning,
Oo.
alam na nanggagago lang siya.
Oo nga eh,
And
'di ba?
people were buying her shows not because she's a great singer. People
Mm.
were buying her show because natatawa sila sa kanya and they were entertained by what she was actually doing. Diba? So, stop hating on other people. Or maybe you just look too highly of yourself. And naiinggit ka na feeling mo sobrang galing mo, mas magaling ka sa kanila, pero you're not getting the same attention that they are.
Mhm.
That's actually a question that you have to pose to yourself. Because if you are that really good, then why are you not being welcomed that way? Maybe you really are good, but maybe there's something missing that's far more important than the great talent that you're claiming to have.
Hmm.
So yun na, parang ano lang, respeto lang. Di naman nila sinisira yung industry eh.
Yeah.
I mean, hindi
Oh man. Hello? Yun.
Hello?
Oh yeah. Now, can you repeat the last part? Medyo
Ayun lang,
nag-load.
parang hindi kinasira ng music industry na nandyan si Ann Curtis
Mm.
at si Kim Chu.
Tama.
Diba?
Well,
Music industry will be music industry with or without them.
mm,
Or with or without them.
ito,
So, if you think you want to contribute something different in the music industry, then so be it.
yeah. Well, dati kasi, at face value kasi, back then, parang bakit ganun? I also questioned that. And then, later on, parang you learn more about the things that, alam mo yun, yung economics of things, of the industry, di ba? Parang you consider, okay, ganito. And then exactly what you said, that there are different kinds of people. Na merong entertainers, at merong mga artists. And if you're gonna consider yung the greatest musicians ever, like sina Michael Jackson, sina Lady Gaga, 'di ba? Sina Prince, apart from being tremendous artists, they are also even bigger entertainers eh, 'di ba? 'Di ba? That's why
Oh,
hindi sila kumbaga parang hindi naman yung ano eh, hindi naman although let's say Bruce Springsteen, grabing magsulat ng lyrics. My favorite lyricist is
and,
Bruce
and, and
Springsteen.
iba-ibang market yan.
Mm.
So, tingin mo ba yung market na nakikinig kay Kim Chu, makikinig kay sa
Kay,
sa
kay Bruce
artist like
Springsteen.
Lauren Hill? Siyempre hindi.
Oh,
Diba?
oo nga.
Kanya-kanyang market yan.
Well, that is
And even yung mga Lady Gaga,
mhm.
poker face, poker face, the buong poker face, poker face,
Mhm.
poker face, poker.
Mhm.
Diba? I mean, ewan
Mhm.
ko, parang yung iba kasi masyadong lang eh, parang feeling ko lang masyadong bilib sa sarili nila. And parang masyado
Mhm.
nilang yung mga binubuhat yung sa sarili nila lalong binababa. Yung mga binababa yung sarili nila lalong tinataas. Humility will play a big role in your success in the industry.
Well, yeah. Well, some for sure may mga ganun, pero meron kasing ano eh, parang who just don't realize that kasi you can relate that with ano eh, with other forms of art. Like me, although I was in a band before, ang hindi ko pinili yung mundo na yun eh. I went into illustration, 'di ba? So naiintindihan ko yung part as a musician, pero yung you can connect that as well in comics kasi ang daming mga ano eh, if you're not familiar, there's a comics community na independent. Obviously, it's a very small and a very niche community, 'di ba? And people are there are many frustrated artists na parang wow, alam mo yun, you can just imagine kung sa music, 'di ba, madami na frustrated lalo na dito sa industry na to na parang hindi ganun kadaming tao ang aware, 'di ba? So parang if you
I
got
mean, I think in all industry, it's the same thing.
mm,
Sometimes you think that you're the best
you're the
in
shit,
your craft, but
'di ba?
in your shit, but people are just not appreciating it, and it's not their fault if they can't appreciate the shit that you're doing.
Yeah, and also there's this thing that just because you did something, people you are entitled for people's attention, 'di ba? Kasi a lot of people are also coming up with their own things, 'di ba? Like let's say this podcast. I really would wish na parang ang daming manood ng podcast at makinig ng podcast, pero kung hindi ano mo, kung wala eh, 'di ba? Kung hindi ganoon kadami yung manonood, kung hindi ganoon kadami yung makikinig, then that's something that I would have to live with. I can always try to improve, 'di ba? Pero if I'm gonna be salty, it's not gonna do me any good. I can
Oo,
'di ba?
parang, sige, away mo sila. Ngayon, inaway mo sila. May nangyari
Oh,
ba sa buhay mo? Wala.
kaya tama, 'di ba? 'Di ba?
Diba?
It would go to what they say that your only competition is yourself, your past self, 'di ba? Parang you
And,
compete
you,
with your kung sino ka dati na
no,
your
no
last.
matter how good you are, don't think too highly of yourself.
That's true as well.
Because reality is, kahit sa tingin mo, gaano ka galing, merong someone out there who's better than you. And that person could be saying the same thing about you. So whatever little space you have, just be thankful about it. Na-realize ko that sobrang laking blocker ng ng blessing yung pagka-inggitero and bitterness. It will
Oh.
block blessings in your life if your attitude remains that way.
Have you observed that in your industry?
Oo, sa akin, personal, ganun.
Mm.
Feeling, when I started being grateful about my work,
Mhm.
things started getting better. Also because when I started doing that, I started enjoying my work more,
Mhm.
and I started producing better output.
Mhm.
Diba? Um, hindi ko to magets before, but one of my parang nanay-nanayan, sabi niya ganun, always find joy in everything that you do. Everything that you do.
Mhm.
Um, Kasi hindi naman lahat ng gusto natin gawin will be served to us on a silver platter.
Mhm.
Uh, pero if you can't be faithful with the little thing that you have. You can be grateful with the little thing that you have. Little things that you have. And you can find joy there. Paano kapag kakatiwalaan ng mas malaking bagay sa buhay mo, diba? And the only way for you to really excel in whatever it is that you're doing, it's to find joy in that thing that you are assigned to do. And then eventually, because there's joy in your heart, there's focus, there's less in it.
Mhm.
Mas maganda yung output mo. And
Yeah.
that's a stepping stone for you to whatever it is that you want to do next.
That's very liberating, 'di ba? Kasi hindi mo na iniisip yung ano eh. Kumbaga that's kumbaga it frees you up to what people are gonna think and think about you and your work, 'di ba? And it will parang tatanggalin din yung burden ng parang always, 'di ba? Parang ang hassle nung nabubuhay ka na comparing yourself to others eh, instead of just improving from the person that you were yesterday.
Yeah.
Diba?
Like for example, maraming artists na nanggagaliit sa buhay nila because tawag dito, wala sila sa music industry. Sa call center sila, nagtatrabaho sa opisina, ganun. Eh di galingan mo sa opisina, tapos pag-ipon ka na maraming pera, tapos after doon, magagawa mo gusto mo. Diba?
Yeah.
So parang ganun lang yun eh. Kung bitter ka sa buhay, it will always show in whatever it is that you do. So,
well, maybe the point that the point really is ano eh, parang kasi I think there would be people na nasasabihin sa'yo would be parang kasi ano ka na eh, artista ka na. Kumbaga kilala mo na yung nasa circle ka na ng mga sikat. Diba? That's why it's easy for you to...
Sorry, excuse me, hindi po.
Okay.
I mean, you know, before I got to where I am, nagbibilang ako ng pantalon, naghuhugas ako ng plato, nag-iihaw ako ng baboy, inuutusan ako para mag-photocopy. I didn't get to where I am. Nung nagsimula ako sa industriya, sa kumpanya, hindi ako boss. Utusan ako. But when I started showing a different attitude towards my work, that's when things started getting for me. Mas nakita na maayos pala ako magtrabaho. I also became open to learn more new things. Even nag-call center ako, normally yung ibang tao, pinakahiya maging call center. Ako hindi. I'm so proud that I have learned so much in the call center industry.
Ako din.
Working with them for 7-8 years. And every yung iba, di ba, parang miserable sila, papasok na naman ako sa opisina. Nag-take na naman ako ng calls. Ako hindi. Every day, papasok ako sa opisina, nag-call center ako. Iisip ko, paano ko kaya papasayahin yung araw ko? How will I do things differently?
That's true.
Alam mo, ginagawa ko nun. Just to further illustrate what I'm saying. Kunyari yung isa, nagtitake kami ng order, women's clothes.
Okay, yun ang client nyo. Anong client mo doon dati?
Newport News, pero wala na yata siya sa US eh. US based siya. Okay. Newport News. So they sell, people really call it to buy clothes. Okay. So, syempre, pag bibili yan, ang mindset din, bibili na talaga. Diba? Okay. Ang goal ko araw-araw, paano ka tumuuto para bumili ng mas maraming damit?
Oo.
Diba? Kailangan, bawat customer also, iba yung atake yun eh. Ayun yung exciting eh. Bawat nakakausap mo, iba yung ugali niyan.
Oh.
So, ang challenge ko sa buhay ko noon, ng mga panahon na yun, dapat, pagkatapos ng tawag na yun, masaya yung kausap ko sa kabilang linya. Oh. Pag nagagawa ko yun, sobrang sumasaya yung puso ko. So parang gano'n, those little things made me thrive in the call center industry. Na parang, tangin nyo, galit na galit ako kanina tumatawa, ngayon masaya.
Oo.
Parang, puyo kayo sa akin ngayon. Parang ganun.
Mm.
So, that became a daily goal for me. Yun, pati yung mga utosan, parang gagawin ko, tapos yung pinuturo nila, yung pag pinagalitan ako, ititake ko lang lahat ng tapos apply ko sa buhay ko until I got the hang of things. So, people can tell me na hindi mo masasabi kasi taas na. Hello, hindi ako nag-start na managerial position. Nag-start ako, nagbibilang ng pantalon sa nagbibilang ng pantalon sa may iba-ibang malls. Ganun, I started from the bottom.
Yeah. Well, ang problema nung ibang tao, not just musicians, is that tumanda na sila, hindi pa nila nare-realize yun.
Ayun nga.
Yun ang kailangan. And it will be very hard to, one, not just to catch up, but also to change the mindset that's been there for decades. And if you're not, but then again, if you really want change to happen in your life, you need to snap once again and parang realize that this is not working. 'Di ba? Parang doing the same thing all over and over again and expecting a different result. That is the definition of insanity. 'Di ba? So if you're gonna if you determine that something is not working in your life, then you need to do a different approach, and whether it's a toxic mentality or I don't know, a new skill that you need to acquire.
But more than anything, toxic mentality talaga.
Oo, 'di ba?
More than anything, toxic mentality.
If you're gonna be if you're gonna play the victim na lang at and blame others for your failures, well, I think it will fall down on forgiving yourself that you that you slacked off. 'Di ba? That will be the yun ang starting point mo. Wow, shit. Naging 40 anyos na ako, putya, walang yung buhay ko. I slacked off. And I'm guessing to a lot of people, that is a very hard pill to swallow and accept.
Bitterness will be the shackles that will stop you from reaching where it is you want to go.
Kasi parang tama yung sinabi mo, shackles. Para kang merong ball and chain sa paa mo niyan.
So, up to you.
Oo, no?
Diba?
Well, I suppose doon naman sa mga bata na parang that are not yet in the position kumbaga dreaming of achieving something in the music as a musician, then that is a great lesson that kahit wala ka pa dun sa position of influence, you can reach that point, 'di ba?
Yeah.
And it's not impossible because a lot of people have done that already. Even Regine Velasquez, 'di ba? From what I know, her story is parang probinsyana siya, tapos parang sinasali-sali lang din siya sa mga singing contest dati.
Oh, she worked so hard to get where she is right now.
Diba? And to a young person
right now, siya sa drum ng tatay niya.
Oo nga,
Nag-start siya sa mga barangay singing contest. So, iba tayo ng pamamaraan, but we all have to go through a struggle to bring us to where we need to be. Those are the things that will make us strong. Those are the things that will teach us things. And sana they don't take it, negatively. I mean, ako before, pag sinasabihan ako ng masama, I mean, when I get criticized, kahit masama kapag kasabi sa akin, instead of dwelling on it, grabe ka naman, sama ng ugali mo, sinabi mo sa akin. I-check ko kung ano yung sinabi sa akin. Kahit masama yung pagkasabi sa akin. I-filter ko yan kung tama ba yung sinabi niya or hindi. Kasi, kung tama naman yung criticism niya, kahit masama yung pagkasabi niya,
If there's merit in it.
matututo ako dun eh.
Mm-mm.
Diba?
Mm-mm.
Dahil pinuna niya yun, nakita ko na, ay, meron pala akong kailangang i-adjust dito.
Mm-mm.
Diba? So,
Kumbaga,
thank you. Thank you, sir.
Kumbaga, you're not allowing yourself to be taken over by emotion. Kasi kung bad trip ka, diba, okay, masamaan pa talaga pagkasabi, kumbaga parang you will not, if you gonna be taken over by emotion immediately, then you will lose the chance to actually evaluate what was said. Diba?
Don't let your emotions get the best of you in every single thing that you do and in your everyday life.
That's a skill na.
Ito, daily ko to ginagawa. When I get emotional, when I feel like I'm getting stressed already, I'll pause for a good 10, 15 minutes and then I'll do meditation. Just to bring my peace back. Kasi pag mas magulo yung utak mo, mas hindi ka makakapagtrabaho.
Huwag ka munang mag-desisyon. Do not commit to a decision
hindi lang
course
yun,
of
mas
action.
babagal ka rin. Mas babagal ka rin magtrabaho kasi distracted ka eh. So, tanggalin mo muna yung mas kala mo, ay, wala akong 15 minutes kasi ang dami kong gagawin. Gustahan tayo. Dahil distracted yung utak mo. Dapat natapos mo ng 30 minutes, tatapusin mo hanggang kinabukasan. Kasi distracted ka. Unless you take a break, take 10 to 15 minutes, find your focus, find your center, start working again. Tapos 30 minutes.
I think everybody who has worked in an agency can attest to that. Diba? Kasi kung distracted ka, kahit madali, kahit sinong may artistic endeavor siguro. Or kahit anong trabaho, no? Grabe. Wow! Amazing. That's a great conversation. Kumbaga parang wow. So, magtira tayo para next time that I could invite you again. May mapag-uusapan pa tayo, diba? Hopefully you enjoyed enough para I could invite you again. So,
thank you for the opportunity to share my story. Like what I mentioned naman earlier, I went back to the industry to share my story, whether there's one person listening or there's 100,000 people listening. I always believe that even you keep doing what you're doing. You'll never know where you'll get in the future, but little steps, and then at least like what we were talking about kanina in our deathbeds, we just know that we tried so hard to do the thing that we love.
Yes, at least we got that covered, man. Any last message for tonight?
Also, go to last message ko. I just like to echo what I said. Whatever it is your dream is, just keep pursuing it. Don't let anything at all to stop you from doing it. And when I say it's going to be a long road, it's going to be a hard road. There will be a lot of struggles, but always try to learn from all those things and find joy in whatever it is that you do. Kasi minsan, yung road naman natin to our destination won't be a straight line. It's not gonna be a straight line. Like me, siguro, speaking from experience na naging enabler ng pagiging musician ko yung pagtatrabaho sa corporate world. It gave me the resources to be able to do the music that I love, to be the artist that I am. Pero sino ba naman makakapag-isip na yung destiny, yung goal ko na maging musician, umabot ako sa paghuhugas ng plato, sa pagbibilang ng pantalon, sa pagsagot ng telepono. Diba? If you look at it logically, it won't really, you'd think na wala siyang na-contribute sa pagiging musician ko. But in fact, it did. It taught me a lot of humility. It taught me how to parang engage with people and talk to people and
build your
see
character.
Things differently. Diba? It gave me a better appreciation of what I have right now. all the industries that I've joined before have contributed significantly to the type of artist and person that I am. So just be grateful always. Start your day with a prayer, end it with a prayer. In between, if things are magulo,
Mhm.
pause, give yourself 10 to 15 minutes, meditate to get yourself back. Yun lang, and God bless you all.
Yes. And God bless you too, Zion,
Thank you, brother, for having me.
the powerful Lion of Zion. Teka.
Salamat.
This is exactly what I was looking forward and hoping to get from you as a guest. And again, thank you so much, man. Good luck to everything. And yung album mo is still on Spotify, and hopefully you
Yep,
can
please
get
look
back.
for Zion PH.
Yeah. Okay. This is
Zion PH. New album is Bagong Yugto. Yep, that's it. If you
mm,
go down a little bit more, the entire album's gonna be there.
yan dito
Uh,
sa ilalim yan. Bagong yugto,
Ayan,
kasagutan,
Bagong Yugto. So I have a
BK.
duet with KZ.
Mhm.
I have a collaboration with Quest and Bayang Barrios.
Bayang Barrios,
I also
wow.
have Nelina,
Mhm.
amazing indie artist right there.
Mhm.
Brennan also helped me with DKPSY.
Mhm.
So, buong pagkatao ko nilagay ko dito sa sa album na to. Medyo siya, medyo Bagong Yugto is actually a journey through love, to love,
Mhm.
or whatever. Iba-ibang tao yung bagong kanta.
Okay.
Bawat kanta ay iba-ibang tao, iba-ibang storya. Sobrang lapit dito sa puso ko dahil experience ko to lahat.
Talaga.
Oo, experience ko to lahat. So, if you like the album, please pakinggan nyo lang po and please share. Or maybe there's a friend or two who needs to hear the message of the song or makaka-relate ng song. So, feel free to share away.
Yeah, I'll be sharing this and listening it right after
Thank you.
this live stream. Yon.
Thank you.
Maraming salamat ulit,
I'll see you
Zion.
again soon, brother.
Yes, hopefully I get to meet you in person, and maybe we can do it here in the studio after the
Mangyayari
lockdowns.
yan.
Salamat, maraming salamat. Till next
Bye-bye.
time, brother.
God bless.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Powerful Comics Man Podcast.